done on this channel before during our weeknight live streams, we're going to invite a panel via Zoom. Stay tuned, folks. Hello and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about, whether it be the topic of the day, could be personal projects, could be self-promotion, could be the weather, could be anything you want it to be. I am your host, Jim. I will be here for about the next hour to listen to and about you. Thanks for being here, folks. We are going to get this thing kicked off. Now, here's how this works. First off, it's very much similar to how I was running the shows before, with the exception of I'm going to invite on as many people as we can possibly do. We'll try to break the system if we have to. If you want to come on the show, it'll be a full panel. Anyone who wants to come on, just go ahead and send me a private Twitter message, and I'll send you the meeting number, the Zoom meeting number in that message. And then we can get you on. You can just come on and we'll yip yap as much as you want to. Now, if you don't have a Twitter account, that's okay. If you do, make sure that you follow the Video Call-In Show. But if you don't have a Twitter account, you can always email me. And of course, the email address is, let me see if I can pull up a real quick lower third here for you. I had one built and then I changed things. So just a second. Yeah, but that's how it works. I've already sent one to Flash in Your Pan. And Ed should be with us here shortly. And let's see. Yeah, my Twitter is @VideoCallinShow. The email address is videocallin@gmail.com. So either way you want to try to jump on, by all means, jump on. We had a great test today. I think we had 6 people on total, and that was awesome. It went really, really well. We had a good time. Actually, we stopped thinking about actually checking the setup and just talked. Yes, you can come on. Let's see. Okay. Yes, there you go. All right, Tony wants to come on. That's cool. I believe that would be Ed, and if I'm not mistaken, he is on an island or a beach somewhere. He is. Let me kill myself, you Ed. There we go.
Some things around on my monitors. So
what's around on your monitors?
Oh, I'm moving some stuff around on my monitor.
Oh, take your time. Tony said he's coming on. And meanwhile, hey. I can say hello to everyone in the chat that let's see, we got, Tony, view this. How you doing, man? David, the producer's here. How you doing, David? I am doing well. Let's see. Patty.
It's right next to him in Aruba.
Aruba. Looks like you're in the mountains. There's a beach on the other side of that deck.
Oh, that's the Smokies.
Oh, is that the Smokies? Okay. Too far away from the beach. And then we've got I said, yeah, Patty Broussard. How you doing, Patty? We've got Dangerous Criminals. Welcome. What were you saying you couldn't see, Ed?
Well, when I first clicked on the message in Twitter, it had the new URL in there, but when I brought it up, I couldn't see it at all. So I closed it all down and brought it up again.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, you see, I changed it up a little bit. But folks, there are my Twitter address and my email address if you'd like to send me a message and try to get on. We're gonna break the system, Ed.
Okay.
Okay. You've got no problem with that, right?
Nah.
Oh, Arthur Warhead sent me a Zoom meeting. I didn't know he wanted to have a Zoom meeting after that test. Oh well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Arthur, if you're listening, we can do it later, bud. We can do it later. Oh, let's see. Oh, well, Tony, you're about to find out. I don't see your mic or your camera, Tony.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Oh, there you go. Okay, we can hear you though. That's good.
All right.
That is a step in the right direction. So how you doing tonight, Ed? I mean, it's only been a few hours since last time we spoke.
I'm doing pretty good. It seems colder though than earlier. See, I had to get on a hoodie. Earlier I was taking off my work hoodies because I was too warm and I got cold. I'm pretty bummed out. As you know, earlier I was editing.
Yeah.
And well, I had a bunch of stuff for a wrap up at home in the shed.
Mm-hmm.
I canned out my stuff from No Tellin' Creek. Not when we went. This is from the first time in January, I believe.
Sure.
And I decided to make a short video afterwards or out of it because it would have made this video into like 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I highlighted it, I cut it, I opened up a new project and went to paste it, and it was gone. I added save before, but I went back to the old project and I can't get none of it back. And I worked on that part before I moved that timeline and want to move it to a whole new project for like since we ended your test this afternoon to about 30 minutes ago.
Oh,
and
man.
So there's a few hours. Just,
oh, that sucks, dude.
Oh, it is what it is.
Yeah, it does.
Sure, I could let the Irish and German get the best of me, but that's going to be counterproductive.
Yeah, how true.
I'll keep that aggression for when I'm behind a nozzle or a number 2 shovel.
There you go. That's the way to look on the bright side, Ed. Just find something else to not dwell on it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What?
Oh, I just said, yeah, buddy.
Well, Tony, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing all right, man. You came here all right?
Oh yeah, sure can.
Yep.
Got me a webcam and everything. I'm doing well.
Very cool. Cool. What's
first time I just picked up a little cheap Logitech C270 at Walmart for like 25, I think, bucks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Logitech makes some pretty damn good cameras for the money, man.
Don't look bad, Tony.
Not at
Thanks.
all. Not at all.
Thanks. I don't know why I was sitting here like this, but I don't really need these. I'm in the house. I feel like Joker from right there. I was messing with my kid.
Sometimes I think I need sunglasses, man. Under these bright lights, these old eyes get sensitive after a while.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was trying to talk to you earlier, but tell you about it later.
All right.
I think I officially got banned from my first YouTube channel.
Oh no! What'd you do, man?
Nothing that I know of.
Really?
No idea.
The fit.
Yeah. I can go in and I can watch what's going on, but I'm not allowed to chat.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah.
Well, one can only wonder. Anybody we might know? You don't have to name it, but might we?
You were in there.
I was in there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Today?
About 30 minutes ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
No idea. Oh well.
I take it you're not a blue wrench in there then, huh?
Never have been, no.
You never have been? I thought you had.
No, I always joke around like I'm the only gray guy left in the room still.
Oh man, brutal.
Yeah,
Brutal.
and then also like the last couple times I've been there, I'm like, man, nobody's talking to me, no one's doing nothing, you know. And then today the live chat was up and I could see it, so I kept typing stuff over and over. I was sending new messages. I sent some other people some messages saying hi, saying hi to the host,
Mhm.
and I was watching their live chat go by, and nothing was popping up for me. And then they popped out the participants in the room and went down the list, said hello to everybody, and I wasn't on the list. I was like, okay, I get it.
Wow.
That's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, I never saw anything come by from you on that chat.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
So strange too, because I happen to have a video that I was in the middle of editing too. I'm not gonna go listen to that one.
Oh man.
One of my moderators in my live stream, Tony, Mr. Lodak, he says wrenches makes mistakes. It could be that simple. Or Andrew and geez, how do you pronounce?
Hey, we're not naming names here, man.
No, I don't. They have so many moderators. They pretty much made everyone a moderator at one time.
Yep.
And for any nitpicky reason, someone don't like the way your beard looks better than theirs or something, or don't like the way your beard looks better than their wife's beard.
No, I get it.
They did it out of spite, and Andrew and his wife don't even know about it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was telling Drunk King. So he can't come, by the way. He's got some other obligations. He wanted me to send his apologies to you, Jim.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was telling Drunk Kings. I was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know. Whatever. You know, whatever. It is what it is. It's YouTube. There's 1.3 billion unique users on this platform. Over 2 billion accounts with 1.3 billion users. So
yep.
I'm pretty sure I'll find somewhere else to hang out. I have too many live streams I go into as it is. I enjoy it in there, but if I can't interact, there's no point in going. No point in being subscribed.
I hear that.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just strange. I don't know. And I've seen the host out in other places and interacted, and sometimes I don't know. It's just strange. It's weird. But I've said it to Drone Kings a couple times. I'm like, I think I'm like silenced in there. I don't think anybody can see what I write. And he's like, no. The chat just moves so fast. I'm like, no, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
I don't remember the last time.
And then tonight, I watched the chat on the screen. I watched the other chat, and I'd wait until somebody put like some big thing up or a super chat, and I'd follow those too, so it was easier for me to see on there.
Yeah.
And then I was in there for 25 minutes, and then when they popped out the participants, that's when they went through the whole list, and I was like, yeah, I am not on there.
Wow. Holy cow, dude.
Yeah, whatever.
I think
I like to think I'm a pretty nice guy. I think I treat everybody pretty fairly on YouTube. But,
well, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna drop a line and see what happened. He'll tell me.
It's no worries, man.
Well, yeah, you're just too nice a guy.
You know what's funny is
look. Tony.
What's funny is that I was always kind of like, because all I had caught was just the wheel streams before, and I was always like, whatever, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It wasn't, I wasn't too like over the top about the channel. But then I started getting like the tech talks and the guests, and like, wow, man, this is really cool. And it wasn't until he was on your show that I was like, oh wow, man, this guy is so cool. He's so down to earth. And then he was talking about the things they do, and that's when I went over there and became a fan and started hanging out and poof.
Yeah, that's what surprises me, because they're both really good people, and I wonder if Ed's right that it might have just been some sort of weird mod or something.
Could be, I don't know.
And the only ones who could unban you are them themselves, the owner of the channel. So
yeah,
probably be good to go on Twitter and tweet Andrew and.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but I'm just again there's so many channels. It's just like I'm not gonna go beg someone to let me on their channel.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like I feel like I'm like, hey man, did I sin? Did I do something wrong? Like I don't, was this a mistake? Because if it wasn't a mistake, then I'm not gonna get a response back either, or whatever. It is what it is. It was just weird. It's just very. I don't know. It's weird, It's weird to find out you're banned from a channel, I mean, if you came in here and you were talking and nobody was talking to you in here, you'd be like, what the hell happened? You know what I mean? It's like the same thing, Right. So, oh well.
Oh, look! Let me give a quick shout out to some folks in the chat. I've been remiss
I
in
need
my.
to pop the chat out so I can see it, because I have to leave the Zoom up, because the Zoom is what we're talking about and everything is about 8 seconds ahead of YouTube. Or
Yes,
7 seconds probably, right?
yes, it is.
You can look at the picture on YouTube and just see your chat.
Yep.
Well, that's it. So I'm just fixing my screen here.
Yep.
'cause
We got
otherwise-
Mr. Lodax here. Welcome, sir. Chrissy's back. Outdoorsy Gal Zero. Bob Dip, who hung out with our entire test this afternoon. That was great. And there's Jesse. How you doing, Jesse? You're more than welcome. Come on, man. If you want me to email you the new Zoom link, I certainly will, bud. And who else did I see in here? We've got Tim Yonce is back. He was there for that test as well. Germany Travel Personal Guide. How you doing, buddy?
Has Tim been on the show?
Yes, he has. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
I gotta go back and watch it, because I was wondering about that the other night. I was like, I don't know if he's been on or not, but if he was, I'll have to watch it, because I'd love to. I'd be interested in just learning about him a little bit, whatever. Yeah.
It was an early show, and I'm trying to get Tim back on at least right before or after he launches his channel, so we can talk about it even more depth.
That's the other thing too. Like I went to I was checking him out one night, and I was like, oh, he's just one, because there's a lot of people that just come on YouTube just to hang out and talk. They use it as a social platform. So I assume that's what. And then the other night I heard somebody mention Tim's channel. He was starting a channel up soon, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. Mm-hmm. So that's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, he's
7 seconds. So hear me say that.
Jim.
Yes.
By any chance, did you see what Spooky Bed Hair said?
I was getting to that.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, who was I saying? Somebody else here. Oh yeah, chopped liver. No. It's further back than that. Do you have to have a goatee and wear a baseball cap to be on? Oh man, look at the panel. The answer, Spooky, is no. Actually, Crystal Vanner, she came on this afternoon for much of our test as well. And boy, did she have some cool, interesting stuff to say.
I was in her stream last night, man. I like Crystal a lot. I loved her when she was on the show. It's tough when you go on her stream because she pulls a big crowd and it flies.
Yeah.
But I'm not there to be noticed anyway. I just went in, just listened, and she's interesting, man. She's talking about van life and she talked about something that I didn't even consider. She lives in a van and all that and everything, but like she is an African American woman, so it's totally different for her than a lot of people would be, I suppose. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of was touching on those aspects last night, and it was nice, man. I pop in on her as much as I can. She, like last night, I said goodbye, and she was like, "Oh, hey, we'll see you," whatever. But most of the time, I'm in and out, and I don't even. Sometimes I don't even chat just because it's flying.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just there to. She's very. I find her very interesting, and I actually plan on doing a series that I think I'm going to put. It's going to be a series of. It's similar to what she does, so I think she'll be one of the people that I'm going to highlight in that.
Yeah, that's good. She deserves it too. I mean, she has good people, and I get that because we actually talked a bit about that. The special challenges she must face as opposed to some other people, but wait till next month when she has her what did she call it? Her Freaky Friday, Ed? Ed, you there?
Friday. Oh,
yeah, she holds a Freaky Friday where they talk.
Called it Kinky Friday.
Kinky Friday, yeah, where they talk about anything, and then of course since she knows it's not going to be monetized, she immediately makes it private afterwards. Yes, Outdoor with Eric, they do talk about boobies. Hey, Ned, you ought to come on, man.
If anybody hasn't seen Outdoorsy Gal put up a really good video today.
Who did?
Outdoorsy Gal.
Oh,
she put up a great video. She went down to the I can't remember the name of the store. She'll tell us in the chat, I'm sure. But she went down there today, and they were showing us some new reels that have come out, new fishing reels. So if you like fishing at all, definitely worth checking out. There's some crazy reels, man. I'm still using just a regular flip open crap reel. I don't, whatever. I see these, I'm like, wow. One of them has like a computer chip in it. Yeah. Like when you cast, it like slows and speeds up as the speed of the line as it's coming out to give you the perfect cast. Yeah. And there's no batteries, there's no plug-in or nothing. As that wheel turns, generates power and always powers that computer chip.
Oh, that's funny. It used to be only magnets on my bait casters. The backlash was controlled by magnets, and of course your thumb. You had to have a special thumb and a good touch to know, make that thing land exactly where you want it to, or end up in a bird's nest, which is no fun on a bait caster.
Outdoors with Eric, that's more reason why you should jump on.
Oh, why? What do you say?
He's in his undies. He probably shouldn't jump
undies, yeah.
on. I want that man in his underwear in his garage on the Kubota with a webcam. Let's go. Make it happen.
Well, Eric, you just don't stand up, man. That's the secret to all this. You think I'm wearing pants right now? Are you kidding me?
I don't wear pants in any of my videos.
Why bother? The camera doesn't go that low.
Exactly. I honest to God, most of the time, and most of my is my big funny secret. In most of my after dark videos, almost do it. Almost all of them, I'm in pajama pants and slippers, and I go down to my basement and I put on my corduroy suit coat and put my hat. I don't know why, it was like episode 1. My son and I were sitting here, we had hats on. I was like, I guess we should go take our hats off and do our hair to look nice. And he's like, no, let's wear hats. We'll just wear the hats. I was like, all right. He's like, that'll be our thing. We'll always wear hats. I was like, okay. So we always wear hats. So I need to get some new hats because this hat really is taking a beating. And it's the only flex fit one that I have that's any good. But anyway, so I put the hat on, the jacket on, change the shirt if I need to, but I don't, I think I've only done that once because I had just a ratty white t-shirt on, it had some holes in it and stuff. But other than that, I don't. And I get down in the basement and get my whiskey and my smoker. I got everything all set up, and I'm literally in pajama pants standing there doing this, I'm talking to you about weed chips.
Now your secret's out.
Yeah.
Tony, there's many times I'm sitting here and we call them our after dredging pants,
Yeah.
Flannel PJ bottoms with my slippers on.
I'm a metal detectorist, so I get dirty just like you do. I understand digging in dirt. I understand all that. I love it, man. And but I'm weekend. On the weekends, it's shorts or jeans or a pair of comfortable pants or whatever. But for work, I have to wear dress pants, long sleeve dress shirt, buttoned up with a tie. That's my work attire 5 days a week, and I work 10-hour days. So when I come in the door, it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show, The Goldbergs. The father comes in, drops the pants, and walks around in underwear. That's me. I walk in, I look on my kids, I'm like, go upstairs and get that a pair of pajama pants. They're just like, they're not real pajama pants. They're like, they are, but they're, they have like buttons and the fly and stuff like that. You can wear them, but I wear them to Walmart. They're Walmart pants. That's what they are. Okay. When I go to Walmart, like 50% of the people in there are wearing the same pants. It's cool.
So they're not exactly what you call what they call those old 80s parachute pants, right? They're
kind of like that.
Kind of like that.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them are, yeah. But
okay, you're not doing yourself any favors there.
I know. You can't touch this.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Oh boy.
All right, Eric, I am tempting you.
Absolutely.
All you guys got to do is either send me a private tweet, and I'll send you the Zoom link.
Thomas, Jesse, Tim, sorry, saying hi to everybody.
Yeah, let's get him in here, and then just we'll. Oh, there we go. It looks like Jesse probably. Yep, there he is. Yeah, I sent you the new link, Jesse. You must have looked at the old link as well. Jesse was in on our test today.
I saw that, but I was at work. No, I was in meetings. I was sitting in board meetings all day, and I kept opening my phone up to YouTube. I'm like, "Who's live?" And I put it down and was watching live. What's Jim doing?
I know it's such a departure.
I don't chat much from the meetings because when I start touching the phone,
Yeah.
So I just, but I have like a bunch of like wooden wine boxes in front of me, and we got and we're tasting wines and stuff. So I just set my phone up against the wine box and I watch lives. I can't listen to them, but I just look and see what people are doing. So I saw you guys all on the screen, and I'm like, Jim's getting ready. I'm like,
yeah.
But I emailed you, and I was like, who's going to be on and what's the topic? Because I didn't know if you had a panel, if you needed a panel. I wasn't sure.
There is no topic, and there's no real set panel on these free for all Fridays. It's exactly that. It's free for all. We can get on here and we can talk about anything we want to. What's that, Jesse?
Just so you know, I didn't click on the wrong link. You sent me the wrong link.
Well, I sent it. What I did was I replied to you, and you probably clicked on the last or the first email I sent you, but the second one should have had the current link in it.
It did.
Okay.
As you can tell.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
So is this Jesse? Hold on.
This is Jesse Mendez. Yeah.
Mendez, yes.
Yeah,
AKA Toledo Jess.
that's my panning partner. Right?
Criminy, another hat and goatee.
I totally understand what you mean by that, but if anybody else doesn't, Ed pans for gold. He's my panning partner.
Hang on a
cool,
minute.
man. Hi, Jesse. I don't think I haven't met you, man. How you doing, brother?
No, I haven't met you either. I haven't even seen you on here.
No? Yeah, I've never been on.
No.
Twice. Chrissy, the email is right down there, hon. Right down at the bottom of the screen on the left.
Boy, it's about to get lit.
On the right-hand side. Yeah, she said her and Johnny are going to come on. That'd be cool.
Cool.
Yes, absolutely. And I tell you, Chrissy does not have a goatee or a hat. Well,
She might have a hat.
she might have a hat.
Might
I don't
have
know
a
if she's going to be wearing it.
Might be wearing her outdoorsy gal hat.
No. It's videocallin@gmail.com. It's just that simple. Just that simple.
Ta-da.
And I've got it open right in front of me. So when
Join the hat and goatee club.
Okay.
hat and
Hey,
goatee.
listen, I'm looking at Mr. Lodak's channel right now, as a matter of fact.
Who, Jaron?
I'm going to
Jaron,
subscribe
the
to his
world's
channel.
best moderator on the internet.
Well, I just subscribed to his channel, so I can start checking him out. And in the first 2 videos on his channel, he's got a hat on and he has a goatee, so I think we should get him on the show.
You know what? Here, good luck with that.
Yeah. Oh, Outdoors with Eric, you're right. Reddit is brutal. Yeah, but anyone can join the hat and goatee club. How did it come to this already?
So I want you to know I've had this camera for like 2 weeks, and man, I know he's not here tonight, but I always, I mention my videos or whatever. I got to mention the Aussie. He's near and dear to my heart. That guy, crazy bastard. But Drone Kings and Darwin sat on a Zoom chat with me for about 3 hours the other night after we got off of your chat,
Uh-huh.
and I was trying to get this thing working. We couldn't figure it out. We couldn't figure out I could get audio through it. We couldn't get any video. And we went through all kinds of things, all kinds of settings, went through everything, and nothing. And I thought, man, I got a bunk camera,
Yeah.
And that's really what I thought it was. And I'd already thrown the box and everything. I was like, crap. So I kept messing with it. Anyways, he did clear out. So I had some Russians in my computer. He took care of them for me. Every time I boot my computer up, a web page would come up in all Russian.
Oh,
And
wow.
I could not get my virus software, nothing to take it out. And he walked me through it. We downloaded some software. We got rid of all that, which is nice. My computer's actually running better.
Good.
And so I figured out. I finally figured something out on my own. I can't believe it. I went to Logitech's website and started going through. And then they give you try this. I'm like, man, I've tried all 8 of these steps, and the 9th step, it's like, oh well, maybe your virus software is blocking it. I was like, Yep, that's what it was. That's why when I called you the first time, I was blank and I had to shut it down and open it back up, because every time I use a new program, it doesn't let the video go through.
Sure.
It comes up and I have to approve it, and then I have to close it and open it back up. Now I'll be able to zoom anytime I want to.
Oh, cool.
But I have to go in and approve every different program when we use it. I already approved YouTube. I approved Google Hangouts. Now I've got Zoom approved. So good to go.
Yeah, that's your firewall. That's good. Were you not running virus software before then?
Yeah.
No, I was.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. No, I was. I have been. And I keep scanning and doing all this stuff, and it wouldn't find the Russians. I don't know.
I'll be damned.
The comrades were hidden deep, but they were embedded in the Chrome browser is what it was. So the Chrome browser would automatically open with that in it, and it was just embedded in there. But it would drive me insane, I don't know. I was surprised I didn't see any Donald Trump ads. The Russians being my computer. I figured out. They're stumping for Bernie this time. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Good luck to them.
Tim says he uses Viper antivirus. I use Bitdefender. I've been using Bitdefender probably for the last 10 years.
That's what I have.
Yeah, I love Bitdefender.
What we used that found it and yanked it for us was CCleaner.
Crap Cleaner?
Yeah, Crap Cleaner.
Yep. I've used Crap Cleaner a bunch too. In fact, I just let my subscription lapse. I need to re-up on that.
I just used the free version and it worked. It was amazing. It was great.
Yeah, but you get a lot more functionality out of the full version.
Oh
You
yeah,
really do,
and I may move to that, but
Mhm.
that's what got rid of the Russians.
Yeah, you should also download the free version of Spybot Search and Destroy.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. I mean, it'll go through. I'm serious. It'll go through and it'll find all those Trojan horses and if your computer's being used as a zombie, it'll find that as well. And it sounds like yours probably was. Yeah,
That's my secret stash. Calm down, Ed. It's not that kind of stash. It's later. All right.
Hello, Fire Team. Welcome to the show, Fire Team.
I don't know where I got these damn things. I got these like neon. These are index cards.
Oh, they're index cards?
Yeah, and I got them up in this little cubby up here.
I would have guessed Post-it notes.
Yeah, but they're not stuck together. So.
Oh, I see.
But
I forgot to say hello to Thomas Falks too. How you doing,
Thomas,
buddy?
what's up, brother?
Thomas is in here. Hey,
Yep.
Thomas.
Yep.
Oh, you know what else I forgot to share?
What?
You say Spybot Seek and Destroy?
Yeah, Spybot Seek and Destroy. Mm-hmm. What happened to you, Ed?
Well, I'm here.
Oh, what's wrong with your video?
Nothing.
He was doing that today. He'd pop off. Oh, you can smoke on this channel, dude. Don't worry about that. Hell, I vape all the time.
Spybot?
You were smoking today, huh?
Spybot?
Yeah. No. Shit, what'd I say, Tony?
Spybot Seek and Destroy?
Yeah, Spybot Seek and Destroy. Yeah. Threw me for a curb there.
So I got those code cards, and I always have a stack of them whenever I'm on, like if I'm in a chat or whatever, and that's how I keep notes of who's who. And I learned that from Idiot of the Day. I love that guy. I wish he was up this late coming in.
No, that don't look like Ed. Oh,
I just talked to Jeff today, Tony. Yeah, he left a comment saying he always has to catch my videos the next day, and I said, dude, try to stay up late one night. I'd love to get you on.
Oh, I love seeing him. He's a great guy.
He
really is.
He is.
He was on. Are you? Do you know Frank?
We see you. No. Hey, there you go. Get the mic working. Who?
Art of Morbid is his channel. ARTEMOR.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's Frank. So he does Wednesday mornings. He does his live appreciations and shout outs, and he shouts out 3 channels, and then he shows all the cool. He's a photographer and musician. He shows all the cool photography he's taken the past week at shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this week he had Jeff from Idiot of the Day on for his 50th show. It was awesome. Because both those guys, like, what attracts me to certain live streams, and this one's kind of like that. I get to meet new people on here and see new people on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
But what also attracted me to this in the beginning was that this has become a nice community of friends. You know what I mean? And that's when I watch Art of Morbid, when I watch Idiot of the Day, and now I just found the best hour of my day with somebody Fryer Jr. He's awesome too.
Does he way back?
It's like having coffee with friends, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
And that's kind of what I thought about this here would be just that sort of thing where we could get as many people on as we could and just open up
the shades back on.
Yeah, just open up conversation. We've got Chrissy and John here. How you doing, guys?
Hey, I forget your name. Viewed this, right? Is that
Yes.
Yes, that's Tony.
That was really nice of you to give me a plug there about that Shimano reel because that was fun.
You guys got some good videos. I was a little upset with both of you when you made me hungry when you were out for the dim sum, but that's okay. I love dim sum. I haven't had it in years. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Look at you guys.
Thanks, Bob Dip. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Was blind. How you doing? Yeah, look at now we're no longer the hat and goatee club. That's the best part about that.
He doesn't have one either.
You guys have lowered our ratio. Jesse, what were you gonna say? You were gonna say something a minute ago. You remember?
No, I just saw Ed pop in for a second. And
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, you were there.
He's hiding behind the green curtain.
He's hiding behind the green curtain while he smokes and smokes and jokes by himself.
You can smoke on here, Ed. Well, not when I'm smoking.
He don't want anybody to know what he's smoking.
I know it.
I'm smoking
you know what?
a cigarette right now.
Yeah, you got to come up to Canada, man.
And Crystal Vander's back too. How you doing, hon?
Well, actually,
Hey, Crystal's back.
Talk about Crystal.
I want to go to El Dorado.
Oh,
Ontario. Our friend Kim owns it, and I want to metal detect up there and maybe do a little prospecting for gold. Because we're not. I'll bring back more Ontario gold with me to Ohio.
In that.
We're not giving the gold back that came down here 10,000 years ago, you know.
This is a piece of her pile of stuff that's supposed to get crushed for the gold.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of pyrite, a lot of iron, a lot of crystals in there, as you can see. Crush this up, and there might be a flake or two of gold in it.
Don't worry, Crystal. We weren't saying anything bad. It was all really good. Really
I
good.
was talking about how I like to hang out and creep in your live streams, Crystal, and how I go in there and sometimes I say hi, but the chat's flying, and I just enjoy hanging out and watching you chill.
Yeah, and he didn't know anything about Freaky Friday, so we enlightened him.
I got it marked on my calendar.
That's all right. I got a new show. I'm gonna start hanging out at.
Yeah, well, yeah. Apparently, it's a night you cannot miss.
Yeah, I'd like to learn about those things.
This looks like Outdoors with Eric says this looks like a big orgy.
That is
It's a part.
one.
You've been watching the wrong prawn, man.
It's not a big orgy till a guy with no pants on a tractor joins. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, everybody who's in the chat, don't forget to give a thumbs up to your host, and also on top of that, anybody who would be so kind as to tweet this out, and that'd be great as well. So,
Thank you, Tony.
I
Thank you,
already
Tony.
shared it.
So did I actually. For the first time, I decided to share my shit before we even went live.
Oh.
I usually do it right when you come on, but I was trying to get my camera. That's what I'm doing right now.
What'd you say, Ed? You already did?
Done and done.
Awesome.
Comment too, buddy.
Thank you, pal. Thank you, pal. Hey, look at our lower left there with their concert shirts on.
All right. One of the best three-piece bands in the globe.
I would say the.
On the globe.
I wouldn't say the.
Oh, in my opinion, it's the, man. There's no one
Sure,
compared to Rush.
Top.
No.
No. Nowhere near the caliber
Who else?
of Rush,
Who else?
in my opinion.
You can say
Peter
Triumph.
Paul, Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary? Oh.
Damn right.
Now you're reaching, Jesse. Now you're just reaching. Oh no! See, in my book, it's Rush all the way, man, all the way. I grew up with those guys. In fact, they were not my first album, but in the top 5 of the first albums I ever bought was Rush, their title album.
Yeah.
Yep, and I've had every album since. As a matter of fact, the last I don't know 7 or 8 have been all digital, but before that it was all album or CD.
And I'm older school than that, because
Yeah, you are. You're older.
my music listening started back in like '64.
Well, hey.
So you listened to the Rush when they were called the Bee Gees.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesse was listening to the Letterman.
Oh yeah, them too.
It's so good. What is that? I can't.
John Denver.
Oh.
I'll tell you what I've been. Today after today's test screen, and I've been watching these a little bit. Reaction videos.
Oh yeah.
Young guys and gals. I say 20s, 30s, 40s. Those are all young to me.
Old guys can do it too. It's okay.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm thinking about doing it too.
Shit.
But watching them react to stuff that they've never heard of, and I'm going, how do you not know about Jimi Hendrix or
Yeah.
Floyd or any of those? How do you not know about those groups?
Yeah.
And some of them explain, they've heard them, but they've never sat down and listened to them.
Yeah.
And then when they do, I mean, some of these hip hop guys just amaze me because they never listened to it. Yes, the Yardbirds, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Bob, I love you, but there's 4 in CSNY, right? Now Crosby, Stills, and Nash before Young.
Oh God.
Now we're talking about a 3 piece.
Young, yeah.
But then again, think about what we're saying here, and I'm going back to the music again. But Crosby, Stills, Nash, and even with Young, we're not really talking about them playing most of the instruments. So that's not even considered a three-piece.
True.
The
Yeah.
Police.
Police is a pretty good one. I was never a ZZ Top fan.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you,
they're all right.
Triumph. Yeah.
I was never a ZZ Top fan until
Nazareth.
Yeah.
Nobody. Nazareth.
Yeah.
No.
I was never a big ZZ Top fan until I was living in Florida and my boss got tickets to ZZ Top and he couldn't go to the show. And he gave me and a friend of mine the tickets and we went to the show and it was like second row seats.
Oh,
Let me tell you,
Oh,
you can fall in love with two dudes with long beards real fast.
They do put on a great show.
They really do. It was
They
amazing.
do. They put on a great show.
Yeah.
For three guys up there, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it wasn't that I disliked him. I just was never into him. And I went to that show and I was like, man, wow, that was amazing. It was a great show.
Well, the one thing that pissed me off about ZZ Top is they shit all over the drummer. You know that one guy who's named Frank Beard who doesn't have one.
Mhm.
They crapped all over him on a couple albums and used the drum machine because they didn't like how he was playing on it. And it's
They have
like,
a drummer?
yeah, they do. He's number 3.
So
In the
speaking of drummers, I've been to a few shows, not too many, but I've been to a few. And another really cool ass show that I went to. My wife and I went to it when we were dating. We went to see Kid Rock, and I got to tell you, that is one super talented guy.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I hear.
At some point in the show, he is right before it's like as they end the show before they do like 7 encores, but he goes around and like he goes over to the bassist and he's got 2 guitarists, a bassist and a drummer and a keyboardist on the stage, and he has a piano that comes down because he plays the piano in one of his songs that comes down from the ceiling and he sits at it and plays it and everything. And he does that at the end of all this. So what he does, he goes over to the bassist and the bassist is playing. While the bassist is playing, he starts running the frets. And the bassist keeps strumming and puts the bass around his neck and never misses a beat. And then he takes over the strumming. He starts playing the bass and the bassist walks off the stage. And he does the same thing with the guitarist, the other guitarist. Then he goes to the keyboardist. And then he goes to the drummer. And they keep the drum beat going while she gets up out of the seat and he gets in the seat and he just goes crazy.
Yeah.
And that's when the whole stage goes black. And then about 30 seconds later, a spotlight comes on. He's standing in a white tuxedo and the piano comes down and he goes over and sits at the piano and he plays this beautiful song. And he does this great song called The Picture that he is with Sheryl Crow on his album.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when he does it live, the woman that he has for his drummer, she sings the backups. She is amazing. So the drummer sings the backups, sings Sheryl Crow's part. It was a great show. It was the second best concert I've ever been. It was awesome.
Yeah. Isn't she also the backup on All Summer Long? Not the backup, but
Yes.
you know the
She does this. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
When he's live anyway, she's the one singing it. Yeah. She's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's true. Kim Mitchell's a 3-piece too.
I think Max Webster was a 3-piece, but they might add one more. I don't know.
Well, you guys still haven't convinced me that there's anyone better than Rush as a 3-piece.
Oh no.
Well, you get nitpicky when you're saying 3-piece.
Well, yeah, in a way. Okay, they are by far the best progressive hard rock band there is, as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely. Oh,
Yes, but
Dangerous
I
Criminals.
think you need to go back and listen to some of the older stuff. You know what I listened to.
Oh,
I
why,
have,
man?
dude. Believe me, I'm a musician. I've had to play a lot of that stuff.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, in fact,
Freebird.
yeah, I've played Freebird,
Yeah.
and it usually it says a joke because somebody in the audience is going to yell Freebird.
Right.
So what we'd do is we'd start playing a little bit of Freebird, and then we'd push right into it like a Rickroll. We'd push right into another song.
Hey, is there anybody else that wants to come up here with us?
Yeah, Crystal says she wants to come up.
Oh, that'd be great.
How did I let Crystal know last time? Was it a tweet? Oh no, we typed it into the.
Put a link in the
Put it in the chat.
Crystal, are you following me on Twitter? If not, it's at videocallin show. You send me a private message and I'll send you the link, hon.
Is she gonna play guitars and stuff?
Crystal, I don't know if she does play any instruments. We never
Patty's
talked
on
about
there.
that.
Maybe Patty will come on and do that. That'd be fun.
Who?
Patty Broussard or whatever.
Oh, Patty Bruce. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, we're trying to get her on.
Doesn't she play that? What's that one weird instrument? What is it she plays?
I learned how to pronounce it, then I forgot what it was.
The sousaphone.
Yes, and then there's the email address as well. You can do it. Oh, it's not video call and show. It's video call in. Yeah, right, Ed. You corrected it.
Sorry.
Cool.
We get in trouble for playing cover songs on here.
On here? I don't know. What are they going to do? Demonetize me at this level?
If you play live copyrighted music on live streams, sometimes they'll shut the streams down.
Sometimes they will. I've had that happen on Facebook before for clients. They'd give me music they told me they had license to, and it'd get shut down.
Okay, so how would they know?
Oh, they've got recognition software. They pick it up right away. They're filtering everything that we do.
Yeah, we'd have to sing lyrics for them to figure that out.
If you just sing lyrics, think about Cab 7. Cab 7 has a sing-along show every Tuesday night, and he hasn't been shut down yet. And they're all singing copyrighted music, but it's not verbatim. It's not.
Well, let's just say look at like Karaoke Ken. MJ Rock does covers all the time.
Yep.
But MJ Rock makes them his own, but still, I mean, that's.
So how do these people that do the reaction videos get away with it?
They're not live for one.
They're not showing enough of it.
And it's
No, they show the whole videos a lot of times.
well,
They show the whole video.
Oh, maybe they're just unlucky.
So when it's something like that, it usually falls under fair use because fair use follows under review or criticism.
Commentaries.
Yeah. But I'll give you a couple of examples. They're selective as to who they want to shut down, and it's the owner of the video that makes that decision. So I watched Joe Cronin. Love Joe Cronin. You want to see some smash mouth jackass stuff? Go see that guy. He's awesome. But when I watched Joe Cronin, he had done a reaction. He does a lot of wrestling stuff, mostly wrestling stuff. But he does some other stuff too. But and he had done like a reaction video and was talking about a part of a match or something. And WWE flagged him and had YouTube yank it off his channel and demonetized it, pulled it, and everything. And he was pissed because he was like, I showed like 10 seconds of this match. Most of it was just me talking. He goes, and then this other girl, and he names some other YouTubers. Like, she puts herself in the corner of the screen while it's live on pay-per-view and shows it. And they let her get away with it. So it's all who they want to pick. You see a lot of guys that we've seen come through here, like Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch, Miscast Entertainment, people that do movie reviews, and usually they're okay. But this guy was on Reddit, and he was talking about how he does the same thing. He shows less than 10-second clips because he thought he couldn't get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Did a negative review for the Avengers and pointed out things that were wrong with the way he didn't like, and it was whoever it is that owns it had it yanked off his channel. So
yeah, and there's always going to be those that fall through the cracks too, right? They get by with it for a good long time, just until they come up on the radar, or it's blatantly obvious.
Oh,
there's Crystal.
Crystal, there she is.
Howdy. Oh, she's got her headset on.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, Crystal?
Oh, we can hear you real well now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Perfectly. How you doing?
Crystal,
I
where
put my
are you?
headset on because you guys said you couldn't hear me last time.
Right.
Hey.
You were low.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's perfect this time.
Yeah.
Crystal, where are you? Seattle?
No. Hold on. Let me.
You're in the van.
Yeah,
There we go.
She's still in
All
Arizona.
So I'm in the van.
that's right.
It's dark outside. I'm still in Arizona. Yeah, still in Arizona. But I didn't want to have to yell because people around me are starting. When it gets dark, everybody starts going to bed.
Yes.
So I put the headset on so you guys can hear me without me yelling like I did earlier today.
You're coming through crystal clear. You sound great.
Oh yeah.
Pun intended.
Sweet. It's just a cheapy Walmart gaming headphone set that I got from my other job.
Isn't that amazing? Sometimes you find just diamonds in the what you think is rough.
This is like I think a $15 headset I bought at Walmart too. It
Yeah.
works great. And
Yeah.
I actually bought
Yeah.
it. I actually bought
Yeah,
it
it's really good.
to play Fortnite. That's why I bought it.
Oh.
Well, I'm not a video gamer, so I didn't buy it for that. But yeah, that's where I found it in that section. They have lots of headphones.
I used to be, and I haven't in a long time. My buddy was like, "Oh, you should download this game and play with us." And basically, I'm just a shooting target. Is all I am. I'm horrible at that game. I jumped on my friends and but he's like, "Hey, land over here." And as soon as we land, I'm like, "I'm dead."
Sounds like they use you as the scout.
God.
Go
Yeah.
play
That would probably be me if I tried.
Yeah, Tim or Tony, you take point.
Be like, I'll draw the fire. I'll draw the fire away from you.
It's pretty much what I did. Hey, Last Drop, what's going on? I see Last Drop's in there.
Hey, Last Drop.
Watch the chat if I can.
Was blind.
Yeah, Was Blind said he wanted to come on.
Hello.
And I haven't seen a direct tweet or an email from him yet, but or her. But you're more than welcome to join the party.
I'm trying to see if I can zoom myself in. I can't zoom myself in.
Oh, on your camera?
I feel like I'm so far away, but that's because my cell phone is far away. Yeah, my cell phone is propped up in front of me.
Well, wait till there's 100 on here.
I'm on Zoom on the cell phone, and I'm on the chat in my laptop. So
yeah, wait till there's 100 on here. We'll I'll have to zoom everyone individually.
teeny weeny, yeah.
But
are you thinking of doing that? Getting 100 people on?
Oh heavens, no! God, I hope it never comes to that. Can you imagine?
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
It would be awesome.
Guys, everybody join in.
So I think that would be really cool. But I tried to do a test on my other my junk account on YouTube. I test lives here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they've made it so you can't do lives with under 1,000 subs, I can't use that anymore. So I was like, oh, what the heck? So I couldn't even test the Zoom live.
Oh, that sucks.
So I went on my Crystal Vanner one. Yeah, I went on my Crystal Vanner one and just did a private one, but I couldn't figure out how to get the Zoom and the YouTube together. I was like, how do I get Zoom on YouTube? So I couldn't figure it out. Oh well. I got to figure it out before May 10th, though.
May 10th. Mark your calendars, my friends. It should be
May 10th. May 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
8 p.m. Eastern time. All right.
It's going to be interesting.
That's Freaky Friday.
Interesting.
I want to be.
Freaky Friday.
That's the date again. I need to mark that.
Yeah, it's and my birthday is May 13th, so it's kind of going to be Freaky Friday, happy birthday kind of thing.
Oh, even better.
Are you one of these people that celebrate your birthday for the whole weekend?
Oh, you can. Why not?
Not really. I can't afford to do that. But I mean, I make other people celebrate it by taking me places. Like, you got to take me out to dinner. It's my birthday weekend.
There you go.
But yeah.
Yeah, Jared is supposedly supposed to be able to handle 100 calls.
Yes. It's supposed to be able to handle 100 people in any meeting.
No.
It says 100. Yeah. When I logged in, it did say that I could do 100, but I could only do 40 minutes with the free account. Yeah.
Right.
40 minutes with free, but up to 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. I didn't know it did 100. That's nuts.
I so want to try that though, just to see,
Everybody get on. Let's go.
I know, get on, guys.
I think one time. I think you got to do it one time.
There's only 11 in the chat room.
Yeah, we only have friends in the chat room.
Right.
What the hell? I can always shut them down. So there's the link, guys. If you want to come on, boom.
Oh wow, this is gonna be cool.
Yeah. Let's
Come on, Jared.
Free for all. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Wouldn't that be great to break some records tonight?
Come on, Jared. Get on here.
Yes, that'd be cool.
I'm gonna.
So hey, I did it. I bought this water bottle yesterday at Walmart, and I did a test on it. It's 64 ounces. And it was they were just putting them out. It's TAL is the company name brand. I'm doing this all on my own, up to my own dime. So when they put them out, they said $14.96. So when I got to the register, it rung up as $7. So I was happy about that.
Walmart.
But I filled it with. I went to the Walmart. I went to the Subway inside of Walmart and filled it to the top with ice, no water. And 24 hours later, more than 24 hours, that was 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Look how much ice is left.
Wow.
Okay,
wow. In Arizona awesome. Now. In Arizona.
That was 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon.
Jeez.
Yeah. In Arizona heat. It was 96 degrees today.
Wow.
I gotta get one of those.
And that ice, all I did was put ice, no water. Ice, no water.
Well, it's worth
and that,
worth 15
I still have
bucks.
ice up to there. Yeah, it's worth 15, but when I got to the register, it rung up at 7, so I was really excited.
That's a steal at 7.
Yes, I should have got 2, right?
Yeah.
You could have.
Well, even if you bought one at retail, you're still ahead.
They had silver, pink, and blue, I think. So I got silver because I don't like colors. I like silver. I like red. If they don't have red, I have to get silver. So yeah.
Jaron and Bob are chicken crap to come on. There says no cameras in Utah.
no
No cameras in Utah.
Bob says and in Arizona. Wait a minute.
This is the second night in a row that we don't have Wisco style. I'm starting to fear he may have fallen into a vat of cheese.
No.
Oh no!
No,
that's right.
remember he actually said that he probably wouldn't be able to make it tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He and Brad, Drone Kings in Darwin.
What? I see people puffy. What are you guys puffing on?
Oh, well, we're me and Tony are puffing on e-cigs. Oh, and Jesse as well.
Yeah.
Just regular tobacco. No fun stuff.
Yeah.
No wacky tobacco. No
Yeah.
wacky tobacco.
Just nicotine, actually.
I'm pleased with
I don't think they tell you if they do.
And Ed's pleading the fifth.
Hey, listen, I'll be honest with you. I have a rule, and that is I don't record or live with anything but nicotine.
Exactly.
Oh well, Freaky Fridays. Please come prepared. We adult beverage and we partake in all sorts of things.
Are you gonna live stream a bunch of people?
My water.
I'm gonna try. If I figure it out, I'm gonna try. That way we can have a panel and people can ask questions in the live. But I do usually drink wine, like a bottle of wine, throughout the whole night.
Oh boy. So Crystal, if you want,
and a little bit of wacky tobacco here and there.
Well, after we're done, Crystal, after we're done with the show, like tomorrow or something, if you want to contact me, we can work through some Zoom stuff. If
I would love to do that. Definitely. Sure. Oh, definitely, because I cannot figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah.
So do you come to the East Coast at some point during the year, or no?
Yeah, actually, May 6th is when I leave the West Coast to head to the East Coast. I'm from Virginia, Northern Virginia, so I got to go see my son and my grandbaby.
All right, cool. I'm in Massachusetts, but I was thinking if you were close or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've been to Massachusetts. I actually have a Maine meetup that I do every year to go get lobster, and that's September 7th. Well, so I'll be coming through.
If you're ever coming through my area, seriously, reach out to me. My email is viewthis@gmail.com. I work for a liquor company, and I'll get you like a mixed case of wine.
Sweet. Nice.
Tony,
we give out free wine all the time.
Yeah.
Look, September.
Now you've opened up a can of worms, Tony.
Just let me know what this
shucks. Oh shucks.
Yep. Yeah, we're already.
I'm always down for free wine.
Yeah,
I just made a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Cool,
oh, and Lodak.
That's funny.
Lodak's vaping on Fruit Loops as we speak.
Fruit Loops? Oh my gosh, Fruit Loops. Yeah. Too funny.
I hope you crushed them well, my friend.
You gotta crush them before you can smoke them.
What's that? How does it go?
What's that, Chrissy?
Everyone else has gone and run and got one of their shirts, you know?
Oh, well.
I don't have any concert shirts left.
The only one I have is Margaritaville, and that's not really a concert shirt.
Ed will like my shirt.
I think the only concert shirt I've got left is Allman Brothers.
Hey,
there you go.
There's my shirt.
Beach better have my money. I like that.
Shirt.
I like that.
I love that.
I love it. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I really like that. That's a good one.
And Tony, thanks for sparing us the parachute pants.
I got shorts on tonight.
Shorts. There you go.
Green socks. Yeah.
Oh man, and no sandals?
Well, I have no pants on, so I'm not standing up.
Well, you
see, we were just talking
fit
about
right
that
in.
earlier.
Yeah.
Like most of us record with pajama pants or no pants.
Yeah. You fit right in,
no
Crystal.
Pants.
I think 90%
it's hot,
of the
man. It's hot. It's 90-something degrees.
I don't believe you.
He's up here too. We have the wood stove on.
No pants. No pants.
Nope.
I don't believe you.
Nice cool breeze. I've got the door open too. This is a black screen, so the mosquitoes don't come in. The door's open, the windows are open up front. Yeah, no pants.
Is that one of those magnetic screens you can go in and out of?
Yep.
Yes, it's got a magnet in the middle. Yep.
Yeah, we
several
got a magnet in the middle. It opens up.
We got one of those on our porch door. That's all. Those things work great.
Oh, they do. They really do.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Sorry, I was blind. But you're still welcome to come on, honey, if you want to come on. The link is in the chat. Was blind was telling me that she's a woman.
Hey,
we need more estrogen. Yeah, come on.
It's only a little lopsided this time, Crystal. Not nearly as much as it was earlier.
I I know, not as loud as earlier.
Oh, come on. What have you got to lose?
Mr. Lodak says, "Holy crap, she has glasses on. Glasses are the trend for callers."
Oh, it does seem that way, doesn't it?
It was good.
Oh, not everybody's wearing glasses.
Yeah.
No, well,
It's
Chrissy's
because
got hers
glasses
up.
rock.
Yeah, Chrissy's got hers up.
Well, yeah, they're only readers.
Oh man.
That's okay. They're glasses. They qualify, Chrissy.
But you know what? As I'm getting older, I'm having to take mine off for reading and for working on the cell phone. I'm having to do the opposite.
Oh yeah, mine's mostly for reading, but you know.
No, anything close up, I gotta take these bad boys off.
Yeah, I wear mine for reading, but you know, I find that I'm usually reading all the time, and it's a pain in the butt to take them on and off, take them on and off. I just leave them on.
I used to have readers.
Yeah.
If I don't wear them, I have to do Braille.
There he goes again. There he goes again, Crystal.
Check this out. I found out that I needed bifocal the same day I found out my daughter was pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
So a grandfather with
Grandpa and bifocals.
Yep.
Chrissy, did you say Marvin the Martian?
You know what? I think I need.
That's what I was calling it.
Oh, Marvin the Martian.
Well, it's just, you know.
Oh, that's what you're calling it.
See that right there, Chrissy, on my shed wall? That's Marvin the Martian right there in the spaceship. You know that's my last name, right?
Yes. I wasn't gonna tell them, so yeah.
He's letting
I'm
go.
tweeting it out now.
Tweet it
I
out.
couldn't see it. Let me see. I had to switch screens. Oh, you do have Marvin the Martian. Oh, okay.
right up there.
I got him on my arm.
He's actually better
Oh, do
known
you?
as.
Oh, he
Oh, yeah?
does. Look at that.
Yeah, he does.
Nice
Oh, you
tat.
got a tat. Wait, I got to switch screens on the hat. Let me see. Get it back up.
That's nice tat.
So
Nice.
I'll tell you a funny story about this.
So I gotta get 4 tattoos before 50. So I got 2 years to get them all.
when I was 17, tattoos used to be illegal in Massachusetts. You couldn't get them here. And
Really?
Wow.
Lord.
people used to have tattoo parties at their house. They would ship in a tattoo artist from Connecticut or Rhode Island or somewhere, and they'd have like a 24-hour party at their house, and you'd go there. They'd bring all their books. They'd bring everything. You know, they bring all their they'd bring their little autoclave machines, everything. Right? It was crazy. So I went to a tattoo party. I was 17. It was like a week before my 18th birthday, and I got this Marvin the Martian tattoo. So I'm 44 now, so it's held up all right, you know.
Yeah,
But
doing pretty good.
when I got it, if you can see up here where the sky is right here.
Yeah.
Right here, so I was an idiot kid. I was young. If you look down here, it says you can't see it.
No,
Whatever. It says Earthling right here.
Oh.
Okay, so all it says is Earthling. Because when I got it, it said when I got it, it said "fuck you, Earthling," and and I was the cock of the walk. I was like, yeah, check out my cool tattoo, you know. And then by the time before I turned 20, it was less than 2 years I had it. I went and got the sky put in. I was like, what an idiot I was. What was I thinking? I was like,
right.
Get this one.
Yeah. It kind of
big. The big
not
Kraken.
Kraken.
Oh, Kraken.
I'm gonna get my kids' names put in the the tentacles. I think I got enough tentacles there for all my kids. I'm not sure. A lot of kids, but
Are you anywhere near Lowell?
yeah, I was in Lowell yesterday.
Oh yeah, my son lives there.
Oh yeah.
I used to live in North Chelmsford for a while when my daughter was born.
I was in North Chelmsford on Monday. I'm a sales manager, so I go work with my reps, and I cover 2/3 of the state. So I'm all over the place. I live in a small town. I don't know if you're familiar with a town called Sturbridge. Everybody knows Old Sturbridge Village. It's exit 9 off the pike. But anyway, I live in a small town right near Sturbridge. But Sturbridge is the one that everybody knows around here. But yeah, I'm not far. I'm about 40 minutes from Lowell. I just jump on the pike. I go down 3 exits, and I'm right there.
When I lived out there, I have a lot of friends down in the city of Sin. You know, Lin, the Sin.
Lin, the city of Sin.
Come out the way you went in.
Yeah.
True. But
yeah, Yeah, there's a lot. I'm close to Worcester, so
okay.
Lowell was. Oh no, you said Lowell. I was thinking Ludlow. I was in Lowell on Monday, the same day I was in Chelmsford. Sorry, I was thinking Ludlow. So Lowell was about an hour from me, but I spent some time in Lowell too. I go up to Lowell, towns and all those towns up around that area. But yeah, Lowell was. We do a lot of business in Lowell.
ACDC cover band.
Yeah.
Hell's Bells. They're pretty awesome.
Oh, we're talking about best cover bands.
Best
Milli
cover
Vanilli.
bands.
Oh, I don't have any. I don't have a dog in this race at all.
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli. Oh man.
I would have the best lip syncers there.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
Ashley Simpson.
Ah!
I actually saw Milli Vanilli
So are
in
you
concert
talking
when I was
about
a kid.
bands- Are you talking about bands that only do covers or just bands that do covers? Some covers.
We live near a casino, and we saw like this band that was like Led Zeppelin with like a 50-piece orchestra. And they were like amazing.
Wow.
We walked into a whole lot of love going on. You just walk in.
Yeah.
We're
That's
like, wow.
actually a huge thing. We've got 2 or 3 local bands here who have enlisted some of the classical players into their repertoire, and
Yeah.
it makes for
That's
a
cool.
great show.
There's cover
yeah.
bands, and then there's bands who cover just a band. So like you mentioned,
Oh,
Hell's
yeah.
Bells. I've heard of Hell's Bells.
Yeah.
There's another AC/DC cover band called Thunderstruck. I booked Thunderstruck. I used to run a 7,000 square foot live music venue in Florida. We booked Thunderstruck. I booked. There's a Whitesnake cover band. We booked them one night with a Metallica cover band. There's a really good Beatles cover band out there. I think it's called.
Yeah, we've seen.
I forget what they're called.
the Beatles band.
But there's quite a few of them. Hey, Red. Hey, Red December's here,
I
everybody.
saw
Val's Live's here too.
all-female Kiss tribute.
We need more people to jump
Yes.
on this chat.
Hell's Life.
Yes.
Yeah, come on, guys.
More
Jump
mo-
in.
yeah,
Trying
jump
to get
in.
100.
Red,
We're
get on
trying
your
to-
camera. Come on.
We're trying to get as many
100.
people in the Zoom feed as absolutely possible.
That's
You guys are
absolutely right.
all welcome. Red December, how you doing?
Red's awesome. She's a great,
Oh, and you
bubbly
just
personality. She's so awesome.
and you pulled her in. Nice. Very nice.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna shut my camera for a second. I gotta run and get a drink, and
Ed, what
I
were
actually
you
have to change my
Ah,
thing.
change
It
your
tastes
juice.
like shit. No, the atomizer.
Oh
I'll be
yeah.
back in a minute. Yeah.
All right, Tony. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, Buzz.
So when you guys were mentioning cover bands, what did you mean by those?
Van Halen.
Well, we were just trying to think of
The
like
Iron Maidens. Ever seen them?
No,
Iron Maidens? No, but I've seen Iron
All
Maiden.
girl cover band for Iron Maiden.
Really?
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
Strauss.
You guys are old.
we are.
I'll show you, old dumb lady.
Who's that all-female band? It's a 3-piece that cover nothing but Led Zeppelin. Does anybody remember? I was just watching those videos maybe a year ago.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, they're really good too.
What
Yeah.
about Greta Van Fleet? Holy cow, eh? Have you
Yeah.
watched it?
Uh-uh.
I have mixed feelings about that band.
They're amazing.
Well, yeah, they're good, but I have mixed feelings about them. I just I don't know.
I haven't.
Well,
I haven't seen-
They're really young, but
Yeah.
he's got a set of pipes. Like, holy
Yeah, oh
cow.
yeah, he can sing. Definitely sing.
Oh yeah. Hey?
Hey, Jim from Above and Beyond Global Drones is here. How you doing, bud? Come on the stream if you'd like to. This
Hey!
is an open forum.
Yeah,
Open
jump
forum.
on.
We're
Yeah,
trying
we
to.
know who Gary Moore is.
Gary Moore. Mm-hmm.
Jump on, jump on.
Somebody's got a voice.
I don't know. I just bought him.
Oh God, no.
Sounded pretty good.
There's very few bands that are cover songs that I really like, but the one that I've heard recently that I listen to every single day is Disturbed's "Sound of Silence."
Oh,
Yeah. He
Yeah.
does an
Yeah.
awesome
That is
song.
just so awesome. That's an awesome,
He has a powerful voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another cover that I just can't get enough of is Stevie Ray Vaughan's version of Little Wing.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
absolutely love it. It's all instrumental, but oh God, do I love it.
I might have to start. Oops, see.
Yeah.
Johnny watches YouTube concerts and the whole 9 yards all the time. Oh, I won't give out.
All right, I gotta close my door, so I better turn off my camera so you don't get a butt shot.
Okay.
Yeah, she's wearing.
I'll close my eyes.
Yeah, she's wearing. We're all closing our eyes,
Yeah,
Crystal.
Sure.
But remember,
Yeah,
YouTube
I'm
has
really
no.
gonna trust that.
YouTube has no eyelids.
Yeah, I got my eyes covered.
Wait, I don't know how to do it.
You just did it.
You just did
You
it.
had it.
Yeah, you had it off.
Don't worry, we won't.
Oh, I had it off?
Yeah, you had it off.
Yeah.
Now it's off. You're good. You're good. Don't tell her it's still on. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, he's got it figured out. It's
That-
Zepparella, he says.
That's it. That's the one I was talking about.
Zepparella, yeah, I see. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they are. Well, I
Who was
think
that?
Zepparella.
Ah,
Yeah, they are very good. I don't know. Didn't they lose their main lead singer and then nobody liked the second one coming in, which is always the case, it seems.
I don't know.
Spooky's got a camera butt shot.
Virtual Hourglass says, can everyone on the panel say hi in the chat so we can check them out?
Yeah, guys, type in the chat so they can go and look at your channels.
Oh, okay. Hi.
you can, but I'm not looking for subs.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Jesse, do you have videos out? I've never even looked at your channel.
Fine. Yeah, I have
All right, I'm
Or
back.
a dispensary, or not a dispensary, but a storage facility for
Yeah, I have a few videos out, but they're just little educational things or little clips or this or that.
Sure.
You know,
what
Sure.
he sends me unlisted or something.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody but YouTube saw you, Crystal,
All
so
right,
you're
what
safe.
Oh well, they got a freebie.
Damn it. I missed it.
Sharon, I
That
just
was on the house. If you want more, you can. That was a freebie on the house. If you want more, you can PayPal me at hello Crystal Banner.
Sharon just said something for you old timers. My favorite cover was Johnny Cash's cover of 9 Inch Nails, "Hurt."
Yeah.
Oh,
I just saw that video today. What an awesome video!
Was that the first time you'd ever seen that, Jesse?
That was the first time I've ever seen that video. Yes.
Wow. Because that's
So, Rick,
And I watched it watching this girl named oh my gosh, India. She does covers.
Mhm.
She's really cool. But she did that, and she just, I mean, that's a cool song.
yes, it
That's
really
cool.
is powerful too. I mean, he was on his
Oh,
way
yeah.
out at that time.
Oh, I think he died 7 months after he did that.
Yeah.
He recorded
Yeah.
that.
so Red has a good question for the panel. She says, should a band quit or retire once they lose their lead singer?
That depends.
I think it depends. I just answered that in the chat. It depends.
Yeah. I mean,
AC/DC didn't.
who did?
How much?
Yeah. Well, think of all of them that didn't. AC/DC didn't.
right.
And sometimes they're better without him, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the glasses.
Iron Maiden.
Queen is an
Iron
exception.
Maiden
I mean,
made
I
several.
think sometimes if they lose the lead singer, sometimes somebody steps up and they're able to showcase other talents they didn't necessarily showcase.
Yeah.
Crystal,
That's
perfect
true.
example. When so I was I'm sorry.
What'd you say, John?
Doobie Brothers, didn't they get a new lead singer like about a few years in and do really well? And the guy had a real smoky sounding voice.
I just thought they were smoking more doobies.
Yeah, isn't that Roger? Paul Rogers.
Bad Company. He went over
Right.
to Queen. Right?
He didn't go all over.
Yeah.
You
He's
know.
been all over.
Metallica.
You know.
Great example.
Yeah. Oh, Metallica.
Well, Metallica, they lost a bassist.
Well, they lost the lead singer too. Dave Mustaine was the guy
Well,
who
true,
started
he
the group.
was original.
Yeah.
He was the original,
Yeah.
and then Dave Mustaine got booted out of the group,
Yeah,
and
Oh,
he
wow.
went and started Megadeth, which ended up being a highly successful group on its own right.
Megadeth's better than Metallica.
I love Megadeth. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think
Right.
and yes, Red brought up another great one. She just brought up. She said I think Van Halen also got a new lead.
Yes,
and
they
they did
did.
well for a while too, and that's absolutely right.
Oh, absolutely
Yeah,
right.
Van Hagar,
There you go.
but I hate David Lee Roth. I've seen him
I never really liked him either.
live several times.
He was
I-
California for me.
I've seen Sam.
He's from
Sam
Indiana.
Hagar and Van Hagen,
And tell us how you really feel.
but Van Halen's not Van Halen without David, without Diamond Dave.
Yeah.
No, but I agree with them that Van Hagar certainly did well for themselves.
Well, it's like Guns N' Roses. They had Axl Rose, and now I'm not sure who the lead singer is, but it looks like my Aunt Rosemary.
Mm.
Yeah, but now look
Oh,
at
I guess it's still Axl
with
Rose.
Axl Rose.
Yeah.
Back
What?
again.
I'm
Yeah.
just don't mind me. I'm just gonna eat because I have no dog in this race.
Hey,
You're speaking a foreign language because I don't listen to metal at all.
Oh,
you gonna share?
Oh, you should.
yeah, you should.
Crystal, what do you listen to? What do you listen
Oh, I listen to old 60s, 70s, and 80s Motown and hip hop.
to? Hell yeah.
Mm.
Stations is great. though.
I grew up on Motown.
Yes, Motown is my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite.
Things
Uh,
Well, all of us old guys kind of
Oh, I know,
guys
you
kind
don't
of
want
grew
me
up
to
on
sing.
that. You know.
for sure.
No, like Supremes, Temptations, the Four Tops, Gladys Knight in the Pits, all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Awesome music.
Love
Awesome.
it all.
Absolutely.
When I was younger, I listened to a lot of that. I listened to a lot of Sinatra. I listened to a lot of like the old crooners.
Mhm.
But then in school,
Above and Beyond says it's called rock and roll.
in school, I
Sorry.
kind of got into the heavy metal scene with my friends in school, and then I listened to a lot of modern day hip hop at the time, which was the late '80s, early '90s. So I listened to like Velvet DeVoe and
Live Crew.
Two Live
Oh,
Crew
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Young
yeah,
MC.
yeah.
I actually met. I have a
Yep,
CD
yep.
from. So all right. So a quick little story here. So I live in this little town. And the town above me is called North Brookfield, Massachusetts. In North Brookfield, Massachusetts, is a big farm. When you drive by, it's a recording studio. When you drive by, you have no idea it's a recording studio. It's called Longview Farms Recording Studio. All of Aerosmith's albums up to Pump, if you look on the album sleeve, it says recorded at Longview Farms Recording Studio, North Brookfield, Massachusetts. And so my uncle's friend was a security guard there. So I used to get to go up there and hang out and at the studio. So you never knew who was going to be there. Some days I'd hang out and there was nobody there or whatever, you know.
That's so cool.
So I met Aerosmith. I played tennis when I was like 10 years old with Liv Tyler, who was like 6. She was a complete bitch. She was a snotty little rich kid.
Oh.
Anyway, but I went up there one day and I was there, and there was this young gentleman was there, and he was recording an album. And whenever they would record, they had like this soundproof room in the back, and I had to go hang out in there because they couldn't have, so I hung out in there, and you could barely hear what was going on, but I could hear a little bit of the music, and I was like, oh, this is really good, And at this point, I think I was 15. When it was over, I got to go in and meet the guy, and the guy talked to me, and he gave me, I have it's in my dad's attic in a box of my stuff up there. It's a gold CD, and it's gold on both sides. I've never seen another one like it. It's completely gold. You can't even tell what side to play. So when they take the master out, they have to write on them so you know what side to play. And this guy autographed the CD for me, and he wrote, all the best, Marvin Young. And so I've played the CD once, and I recorded it to a cassette, and that was it. I never played it again. And my friends and I listened to the CD.
Oh, wow.
Probably like a year on my boombox at the basketball courts while we were playing basketball throughout the summer. The next spring, we're down playing basketball, and my buddy's like, hey, that cassette we listened to all last year, that guy you heard record, I'm like, yeah, they're like, he's on the radio now. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, man.
Wow.
So he had changed his name, and his name is Young MC. I don't know if you guys remember Young MC or not, but I have the original album with Bust a Move on it and all that. That's what he was recording.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I have that album, which is awesome.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Good night, Spooky.
That is cool.
That's nice.
Good night, Spooky.
Thanks for being here. Good night.
Spooky's gone.
Above and beyond.
4:15 in the morning where Spooky is.
Woo.
Above and beyond global drones. Why don't you jump on? You can just hover your drone in front of you.
Yeah, he's actually been on the show before. Come on, Jim. Ed just dropped the link.
Come on, jump on.
How many people can you get on here?
Yeah, put that link in there.
Well, they say up to 100, Chrissy.
100.
I don't know if that's true.
When you're allowed.
One of these days.
That's cool, Tim.
That's funny.
What's that?
Well, I wanted to show you my
This
guitar.
company
okay?
private party. We had REO Speedwagon, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Free Dog
Oh, yeah.
Night, and BGs for their entertainment.
Wow.
Oh man, 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Chrissy's got a guitar, so let's all listen to her play.
Uh-oh. What are you gonna play, Chrissy?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
Don't play anything copyrighted.
Anyway, it was supposed to be taking care of business, but it didn't pan out.
I totally thought that's what that was. Totally.
Anyway, I just wanted to show you my guitar.
Nailed it.
Guitar is probably a one of a kind. It's
Oh.
made in Lindsay, Ontario, and the name of the company is Lado.
Mm.
And they used to have guitar building workshops and stuff like that. But I bought this I saw it on a wall, and I kept walking into the shop and saying, "Oh yeah, it will be mine," just like on Wayne's World. And anyway, it's quite beautiful. It has like mother of God and stuff. It's really thin, and it's got
Oh, it is. Oh, and it's acoustic electric. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
But
nice.
Oh, okay.
Very
yeah,
nice.
it's one of a kind. But anyway, I just wanted to show it to you because I don't want to get you in trouble playing on here. Nobody knows I play, right? So this is my
We
favorite.
still don't know. We just know you have a guitar.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to get Jim in trouble with copyright stuff because I don't have a song of my own.
Trying
Oh.
to figure out what Crystal's eating.
Just strum. Oh, Chipotle.
Chipotle.
What the hell?
God, you guys are still killing me.
So, remember? Okay, you remember earlier today when I was doing the Breakmaster cylinder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were eating healthy?
Okay. So so we had to go into town to get another part to finish the Breakmaster cylinder, and then that turned into doing the serpentine belt, and then that turned into doing the pulley, and so I haven't eaten all day.
Oh man.
So yeah,
Well,
It's
it's,
awesome.
car repairs all day.
it's only about 9 o'clock or 9:30 your time, isn't it, or 8:30?
So
Yeah.
back
Yep.
to mechanic.
Yeah, Crystal's self-sufficient, man. She knows her way around. Well, you take.
I mean, I did have help. I did have help from an actual mechanic, but I did as much as I could because I like to learn.
Yay!
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Hey, Crystal, if you want to buy another custom guitar, you could go to Veritas Guitars in Vancouver, Washington. My nephew makes them.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow!
Did you see what Tim
Wow.
Yon said? He says you need to write a song called "No
What?
Copyright Strike" Outdoorsy Gal.
What?
There you go.
Did you say?
Oh.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, he says
Sorry.
Tim Yon said you need to write a song called "No Copyright Strike,"
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
and then watch you get stricken.
That is a great idea.
Because
Somebody write that down.
There you go. That is a great subject. That is a great subject for a song. I can almost hear see the lyrics in my head.
That is an awesome idea. I think you should do it.
I can play my guitar on YouTube and not get a copyright strike because
We're YouTube recording artists.
Yeah, yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, what's your label? YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube signed me.
Video call in shows.
But you know what? A lot of people have auditions have gotten on YouTube.
That's network fun there.
That was weird. What happened there?
Cool sound.
There's
Yeah,
no button.
she was starting to lose signal.
Max
Oh.
Hedger.
Oh, was that me?
Yeah, you were just breaking up pretty good, and you're still kind of
Sorry.
herky jerky. It must have a plane flying overhead or something.
All right, later, Jared.
Hey,
Oh, who's leaving?
near an airport.
Jared's leaving.
Mr. Lodak.
Oh, Lodex.
Kodak's
Low back.
leaving?
Something came up. His bitcoins must be dropping.
If we can outlast the other channel, we'll get more people in here. But the other channel's still going. They're spinning the wheel now. So who knows?
Oh, are they?
Channel-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he rated me once. That was cool. We actually got rated during the test today by God the Good One.
I love God the Good One.
Yeah.
God, dude, I go on his channel and when he does the God raids, it's hilarious.
Yeah, where he just pops in, raids, and then they all pop out.
we were on the other day, and I was like, he's like, what do you guys want to do? Do some God raids? I was like, yeah, let's do some God raids, man. I was like, can we recommend channels? I was like, because Night Shame's on right now. Night Shame is he's a gamer, and he's up to almost 10,000 subscribers, and he's doing really good.
Nice.
But yeah, he's a young kid, but he has this very unique voice, and he's super cool, super chill. And so we rated his stream. That was fun. And we popped in for a couple other people, and then all of a sudden, God was like, "Oh crap! I gotta go pick Jesus up. I gotta leave. I'll see you guys." I was like,
Hey, he's a wild one, man.
Oh, he's wild.
I'll never forget the first live stream I jumped in on his. He had I think wiped hot sauce on his balls. Oh Jesus, it was hilarious. Oh yeah.
If you've never been to a God the Good One live stream and seen him get a new subscriber live on air,
yeah, actually.
Have you seen that?
Yep.
Yeah, he does some. I'm not going to do it on your stream.
No, he simulates self pleasure. How's that? Yes. I can't even believe it.
Oh my gosh!
Yay!
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
He's an interesting cat. He's from the UK, and sometimes he drives around in his car and he just sticks his camera up facing the road, and he just talks. So he doesn't read the chat or anything. He just he just talks. And then he had stopped one day to get a coffee, so he flipped the phone around and he was reading through the stuff or whatever. And somebody was asking what kind of car he had, and he talked about how he went to get this car. I wanted this one car, and I got there, and the guy was like, "Oh, you should drive the sports car." And he's like, "I don't want no sports car. I can't afford it." He's like, "And that idiot got me to drive it, and I fell in love with it." He goes, "I bought it, so I got this sporty little car now." And he's got this button in his car. I don't know. It's a European car. I don't know what kind of car it is, but he's got a button, and you hit it. It's like a turbo button, and all of a sudden, so he's like telling us about it, and I'm like, he's like, I call it the knobhead button. I want to act like a knobhead button and take off, or if somebody else is being a knobhead, I hit the button and just go. So then he's like, all right, hold on a second. I put the camera back up. I hit the road. So he puts the camera back up, and he's driving and talking to us, and he's like, do this. You're still there? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna hit the knobhead button for you, buddy. And all of a sudden, whoa, he just down the road. He's a guy.
Yeah, definitely not safe for work. And I'm so glad you said he stuck his camera out the window.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's an interesting bird, man. I don't know. He's different, but that's what I like. That's what I look for in YouTube creators.
Oh yeah.
So
you might
gotta keep it real.
That's cool.
The wrong way though. Isn't a bird over there in the UK a gal, like a Shirley down under?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sheila. I think
Sheila. That too. Yeah, Sheila.
That's what I was thinking was blind. It was a nitrous.
Bird.
Yeah, it could be nitrous. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, nitrous, the go fast button.
Mm-hmm. The go fast button.
That's true. It's true, right? I do like Bizarre, but I like Bizarre, but I mean, obviously, like I did I did Queenie Todd. She's on right now. I was in her stream earlier. She fell and hurt her butt, so she hasn't been on much. Broke her like tailbone. I hope that everybody does what I do. I go to horror channels. I go to gaming channels. I go to people living in a van channels. I go to. I've got this weird. Like I was talking to Brad about this the other night. Like I got this weird little community of people who go on weekend trips and campers. Like I'm in this community with these people. Like I got a bunch of them I follow that, but they're great because they take beautiful countryside landscape videos of Scotland and England. That's gorgeous. I follow heavy metal channels. I follow hip hop channels. I found this dude the other day. I found another new live streamer, and he's got like 400,000 followers or something crazy like that. But basically, he gets on. He's got this big microphone in front of him on the desk, and he's up in the corner of the screen. Then he's got the chat over here, and he's got a topic. Like, it's different every day, and it's kind of like he tells you what he feels about the topic, and then he's got a phone number. And he's like, call me, fight me. Like he wants people to call him, fight him, and debate him.
Somebody to challenge his ideas.
Boy, and he goes at it with people, but it's not like he's not a dick. He has like he's good at debating. He has meaningful debate with people. I've been watching this dude for a couple of days now, man. And, like I just found him, and I like, this guy, he's entertaining. Like I'll put him on when I drive and just listen to people have it out with him.
I need to see the link on that one.
Yeah, let me. I'll get you the link on that one.
Cool.
Do you guys watch the channel where the guy gets different celebrities to sit down and eat chicken wings with hot
Yes,
sauce?
Hot Ones.
Yeah,
it's a
Hot
great
Ones.
show.
Yep. I've definitely seen that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay on there.
How are you finding this stuff? I guess I'm not on YouTube as much.
Crystal, you come to my channel. I recommend channels, and I find all the weird ones.
Have you recommended that one?
No, not yet. I'm gonna do it. It's on my
video
list.
every day. I don't watch that much.
No, I got you. I'm just
If you go to YouTube and just type in whatever it is you want to watch,
Yeah.
there will be.
You will.
You type in whatever you want to watch, and YouTube will suggest what they want you to watch in that category.
Yep, they will. They will.
That's true.
That's why
I
I
do.
have this,
Yeah,
that's why I
you're
have
right.
my channel, because I find the ones that YouTube doesn't throw at you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Television recommends stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
morphs into other stuff.
And it morphs into other stuff. As soon as you start watching one, it'll morph into something else.
Mhm. Oh, then you get locked into YouTube hell, where you're just going deeper and deeper into the abyss.
All right, I was wrong. It's not 400. I thought he had 370,000 subscribers. He has 37,000 subscribers. It's still,
okay.
it's sick. It's still crazy though, man. His live streams have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people in them all the time in the chat.
Oh wow,
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat here for you guys. He's awesome.
Red December.
Just like these reaction video people. Some of these guys got 400,000, 500,000 followers. Their videos have 60, 70,000 views. Been up for 2 months. Well, what the heck?
we could do that for another channel, Jesse.
There you go. Jesse,
I thought about that, but what would we look at?
Anything.
Whatever.
That's the whole thing. You can watch anything.
oh
you know?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Whatever content
watch-
interests us.
Yeah.
I was never a big fan of reaction channels, but I have found one that I liked. There's this guy named Danny Mick. Danny Mick Reacts, and I like his channel. And also, I like some older metal, because like I said, I was kind of like the metal scene in school with my friends and stuff. So I watch the Wombat, and he does basically like he reacts to metal songs. Not the Wombat. I'm sorry, that's wrong. The Wombat does food reviews. Damn it,
Yeah, I especially like the hip
Kiwi
hop.
Matt. So Kiwi Matt reacts to heavy metal music, but Danny Mick reacts to all different kinds of stuff, and he's interesting. He really is. He does a good job. So Tommy Chong was on there. You're right, Red.
Yeah.
Tommy Chong was on there. The most impressive person to me on that show, he had Rachel Ray on there. What they do is they have so there's 10 wings, and it starts out with like 500 Scoville units, and it goes like 1,000, and 2,000. It goes all the way up to like 1,000,000, right? They
For
get
each
hotter and hotter
question.
and hotter.
For each question,
So, like,
right?
Yeah, and they talk, and he asks questions in between every wing. He had Rachel Ray on there. That crazy woman, every wing she ate, she had a spoonful of whatever hot sauce it was, and she ate a spoonful of the hot sauce too. So, like,
Oh my gosh.
they do this one sauce called One Drop, and at the end he's like, okay, so this is the One Drop. It's the hottest sauce that we offer. If you want to put a little extra on, you can, and mostly put like 1 or 2 extra drops on it. That girl took a spoonful, and she's like, I got to stick with it all the way to the end. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love
man.
hot sauce. Some of those hot sauces.
Did you see the guy from Hell's Kitchen on there?
Yep. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay.
Man,
Gordon Ramsay.
I swear. He
Yeah.
snored like a trooper. I couldn't believe it.
Oh yeah, but it was hurting him. He was feeling the burn.
Yeah.
So
What's
that
that guy? What was that
That's
name?
like that one chip. Remember
What
that
was that
one
one?
chip
So-
challenge that people were doing with that one
10
hot
wings.
chip?
oh yeah,
Remember
the
that
Carolina
challenge?
Reaper hot chip.
Oh yeah.
That one chip? Yeah, that
Mhm.
was funny.
They put-
I'll have to
they-
watch that then. I like watching people torment themselves.
Yeah, it was 10 wings, right? Is that or hot 10? What
Yeah.
what is it, Tony? What was the name of it?
The name of I'm pulling the channel up
Hot
right now. I'm gonna put it in your. I'm gonna drop the link if you don't
Drop it?
mind.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
The name of the show is called Hot Ones, but
Hot
the channel
Okay.
is called First We Feast.
Yes.
So they do different shows, but that particular one is the episode that they do the most of, and the one that I like the most. So this is First We Feast. If anybody wants to check it out, they got a lot of great episodes on there. On their Hot Ones. I mean, some of these people I don't know, but they had Scarlett Johansson was on there, Chelsea Handler, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Um,
A couple of them. Scarlett was pretty.
yeah, I mean it's crazy, you know, that some of the people they've
He's
had
got
on there.
5 billion
5.7 million subscribers. Yeah, so
I got it.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Do you guys
yeah,
eat
it's-
hot peppers all the time, or am I the only one here?
Oh, I do. I love
Oh,
hot
I do.
food. I love hot sauce.
I love hot food. Hotter the
Yeah,
better.
Tommy Chong, Coolio, Joey Fatone, Michael
Yeah,
Rappaport.
I'm looking at all these people he's got on here. Wow.
Yeah, Redman, Rob Gronkowski. I mean, he's got David Spade.
5 years.
Wow.
David Spade, that's the guy that you look like. Yeah.
He's got Shaquille O'Neal,
Tony Hawk,
Seth Meyers,
Action Bronson.
Wow.
Yeah, T-Pain. He's at them all.
This is gonna be a fun week next week.
Yeah. 5 million in 5 years. 5.7 million in 5 years.
I want to
Wow.
see. I want to see the Hidden Hot Ones cam in the bathroom next to the set. That's what
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe we don't.
Maybe we don't want to see it. That's
No, you don't. You don't. You don't.
that's funny. Yeah,
What's
that's
the
a cool
hottest
song.
pepper you've ever eaten?
I think a Ghost. I've had Ghost.
Yeah?
I've had hot sauce with Carolina Reaper and Ghost in it. I think a Ghost pepper is the hottest I've ever eaten.
Yeah, I've had hot sauce with Ghost. I haven't had the Ghost itself, and never the Carolina Reaper yet.
I once bit into some Scotch bonnets that were on a
those are
shish
good.
kebab.
Yeah.
I thought I would lose my mind. It was dazed. I swear to God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The only pepper that's ever really affected me really bad were these wild peppers when I was younger, about 16 years old, down in Mexico. Went down there for vacation and hanging out with some friends there up in the mountains. Stopped to have lunch, and my one buddy goes, "Hey, eat one of those." These little green BB
Yeah.
size peppers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did it make your mouth numb?
Oh, make my whole face numb.
A guy that I work with grows them, and he brought this little baggie of those little tiny peppers like a month ago. And he's like, "You guys got to try these. They're hot as hell, though." And I'm like, I've never heard of them. I'll give one a shot. And I ate one, and it was like euphoric. Like I really felt lightheaded, and my whole mouth was numb. I had like my tongue got all numb, and like we're in a meeting. You know, here we are in this board meeting, and I'm trying to talk, and I'm like, and all of a sudden I'm like, I can feel myself starting to drool, and he's laughing at me, and I'm like. And he's like, they're hot, but they're not the hottest pepper you ever had. But they have something about them. They have this, it numbs your whole mouth.
Mm.
I bit into this little.
No, Tim, they were green and red. Some were green and some were half green, half red, and some had turned all the way red. They looked like they were little. They were like dogberries. They were tiny. Oh, they were.
Yeah, that's what these were, tiny. But these were up in the mountains and they were wild. He said, "Yeah, eat one of those." He grabbed one, ate it. I did the same thing because I'm a 14-year-old dummy.
When in Rome.
I did the same thing, man. The whole side of my head exploded when I bit into that thing. My ear was hurting. It was so hot.
So Bob Dips says
Wow.
Dave's Insanity Sauce. I was a bartender for 17 years, and I used to have a bottle of Dave's Insanity Sauce behind the bar, and we used to do that. We used to call it the potato chip challenge. So I would grab a bag. We sold like these little $1 bags of chips, and I'd grab a bag of chips, and customers would challenge me. And what we'd do is we'd put down 2 chips on a napkin, and we'd start out with 5 drops of Dave's Insanity Sauce on them, and we'd eat them, and then we usually go 5, 10, 15, and then after 15 we'd go one at a time, 16, 17 drops at a time. And it was can you beat the bartender? And if you could beat me, I'd buy you a shot. If you couldn't beat me, you had to buy me a shot. I went undefeated in 6 years, standing bar at that bar, eating Dave's Insanity Sauce every day on chips. Because after a while,
Wow.
you get numb to it. Like, that's the whole thing. If you eat it so much, and I liked it, and I would
If you eat it every day, yeah.
yeah. And that was, and people, people like they come in and they do this and like I brought my friend. He likes hot stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, and the guy, oh yeah. I'm like, well, let's just start with 20 drops then. Oh, I want to start with 20 drops. I'm like, well, my record's 67, so I don't know where you want to start.
It's only really hot the first bite.
Yeah.
After that, you're numb and it doesn't matter.
Holy crap! Timmy on says I grow some little white peppers and I put in chili, and then I canned it. After 3 months, I ate a hole in the lid. Well, I can only imagine what that's going to do to my intestines, Tim.
Oh man.
Good night, Wes.
Yeah. Good night, Blind.
I wouldn't.
Good night, was blind.
Was blind. Yeah. Hey. Tony, have you ever tried that Dave's in a Bloody Mary? Because I love them. I love a couple drops in a Bloody Mary.
No, I never did it. You know, it's funny because I was a bartender. I never put that in a Bloody Mary though.
Give it a try sometime.
Yeah, when I made Bloody Marys, I love the flavor of Tabasco. So I just put a bunch. It's to me, hot sauces are like, I love hot sauces. My wife signed me up for a hot sauce of the month cup for my birthday a couple of years ago, and I was absolutely loved it. The sauce I found in 12 months is called the Queen of Farts, and it was a mango habanero sauce. It was amazing.
Queen of
Farts. The Queen of Farts, yeah. But I like, in a Bloody Mary, I like Tabasco because I like the flavor of the Tabasco. The saltiness, the vinegar, I like that. So that's just my go-to for a Bloody Mary.
Well, I don't think it really takes away from the Tabasco myself.
Yeah, you
don't put in so much that it will mask it.
It's funny because like when I drink Bloody Marys, people I know people who come in and I made Bloody Marys. We made Bloody Marys from scratch, so we didn't have a Bloody Mary mix. We used V8, regular V8, and then we built our own spice mix. So we literally picked up like 14 different spice jars and put a dash of this, that. We had the best Bloody Marys. They're awesome. And people would come in, they'd be like, "Oh, I want a Bloody Mary." We did a Bloody Mary bar on Sundays during football every year. We set up a whole bar with cheese stuffed olives and bacon, all kinds of shit. And you could go over and get your own garnishes. We just gave everybody, we'd either mix it for you if you wanted, or we'd give you a pint glass with your vodka in it, and then you could go over and use. Then we bought premixes for that thing, which was kind of cool. But people would come in, they're like, "Oh, I gotta have Ciroc, or I gotta have Grey Goose," and it's like, it's a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I know, right?
Put rock gut vodka, it don't matter,
Exactly.
But unless like, I mean, certain vodkas, like, if you got something that's like Mr. Boston, then you have to figure the hangover factor. But other than that, I mean.
Okay, so getting back to the hot pepper thing, I have a question because you guys all live in the States and I'm from Canada. Okay, so back in the early 80s, there was a Popeyes restaurant and it was downtown Toronto I used to go to, and I used to love it because they'd give you a biscuit and a jalapeno pepper with your order. And now they don't have it. And when I went down to the States one time, I was in a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and you could get a jalapeno pepper and a biscuit, and it was awesome.
They have those around here. They have Popeyes, but they don't give you the jalapeno anymore.
No.
Yeah, they don't do that.
They went corporate.
That Slap Your Mama sauce that Tim Yance is talking about. There's a burrito and taco chain in Florida. My wife just walked in. I asked her, I can't remember the name of it, but that's their line. That's their sauce. And we used to go there and get burritos and stuff. And when we would go there, they sell the sauces there, and they're only like $6 a jar because they make them themselves. So you're actually paying a little less than we pay retail. And we would get the habanero one. We'd get the regular like nice spicy one, and then they made a green jalapeno one. It was a green sauce. It was absolutely awesome.
Salsa verde.
And that was really good. My wife loved that one. But we always had the Slap Your Mama sauces at our house. Those were delicious. I love those sauces. Those are great. There's a barbecue team called the Slap Your Mama barbecue team. Right? So if you've ever seen, like, they were doing barbecue competitions on the Food Network for a while, and you saw these barbecue teams. And the Slap Your Mama barbecue team was always on that show. So when I lived in Florida, I won a trip to go to Memphis for 3 days from Red Bull. So it was all expenses paid trip. I couldn't buy a pack of gum without somebody throwing a credit card down and paying for it. You couldn't pay for anything. It was awesome. The first night we were in town,
like that.
Yeah. The first night we were in town, we checked into the hotel.
That's a nice trip.
Yeah, we went to, I think it's called the Waldorf. I don't remember, but they have ducks, and they march the ducks through, and they send them out into the fountain every day, and then they bring them in at night. Yeah, so that's the hotel we were at. And but the night we got into town, we got into town at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we went down to Beale Street and we started drinking. Right, so by 5 o'clock, I'm fucking hammered. And then they're like, all right, they brought up these horse-drawn carriages and put us on them, and they brought us down. They brought us down to the riverfront of the Mississippi River. And it was scaffolding set up, and it was like miles of it. It seemed there was 500 barbecue teams there. They're having the World Barbecue Competition in Memphis, and Red Bull. And the reason why they set up scaffolding was they cooked downstairs, and then they had like the scaffolding walkway that went up, and then the whole top section of the scaffolding was the party deck for that team below. Well, we were the guests for the Slap Your Mama barbecue team. We got to sit up on top of their deck, so we got to eat all the barbecue we wanted from them and everything else, right? So. So I am at this point. I'm obliterated. I'm probably the drunkest I've been in, I don't know, in years, right? Since I passed out with my pants down in the woods when I was a kid. So I come
Well,
down.
that's a story for another show.
We're drinking Goose and Red Bulls, like the water, just pounding them, right? So I'm like, it's like 7 o'clock, and it's still light out because it's it's summertime, but I knew it was getting late. I said I better call my wife because I knew we had to go back to the hotel and change, and we were going out clubbing for the night. They had VIP sections at these clubs that they had reserved all night long. So at 10 o'clock we had this club, 12 this club. It was like, man, they partied at 4 a.m. So
wow.
Yeah, so I go down and I'm walking by the waterfront and I'm talking to my wife on the phone, and she's like, "Oh, you sound like you're having a good time." I'm like, "I'm having a great time." So I go walking back up and I'm trying to find him. I'm like, "Oh, there we are, right here." And it's got the slap your mama sign. Well, I look up top and almost everybody's gone, but there's a couple people. So I'm like, "Well, I'll go up and hang out with them and walk back down," because we were only like 3 blocks away, so we were just gonna walk back to the hotel, not wait for no horse and buggy. And as I go in, I walk up the 3 little steps to go in, and you walk like behind the line where they're cooking. And as I'm walking up the steps, these people come and they're like, "Excuse me." And I turn around and there's people with cameras, and they got this huge trophy, right? It's a big trophy. And they're like, "Congratulations, you guys won first place for brisket." And I was like, "Sweet." So I'm standing there hammered with this trophy. I'm like, "Yeah." And then so I'm like, "Hey guys," I'm like, "You won." So they come on, I'm like, "Here, it's your trophy." I'm trying to give it to them, right? And they're like, "Get in the picture. Just hold the trophy. Get in the picture." So here I am, hammered with this big trophy, and the whole barbecue team's around me, with their arms around me, and they're taking pictures of us and everything, right? The next morning, I'm down in the hotel they have like a breakfast buffet there. And I sit down at the table, and there I am on the front page of the Memphis newspaper. So drunk, I'm like, that doesn't even look like me. I'm like, holding the stroke, so hammered. And they're like, "Slap your mama barbecue team takes first place." I'm thinking, they're probably going to want to not use that for their PR photos. You know what I mean? Like, who's the fat drunk guy holding the trophy? Yeah, it's
yeah.
So now that you're done with your story, to slap your mama, that's a Southern saying. It's so good, you makes you want to slap your mama.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's a Southern saying.
Yeah. Thanks for telling me that, because I laughed.
So if you eat anything really good, you say, "Oh my God, this is so good. It makes me want to slap my mama." Yeah.
Let me tell you, Southern hospitality is amazing. I absolutely love it. I lived in Florida for a long time. That's almost too south. But the Southern hospitality in Memphis was absolutely amazing. I met one of the most beautiful-hearted women I've ever met in my life when I was in Memphis, and her name is Paula, and she had a husband named Rayford. And in Memphis, there's this place. I was just reading Tim Yonce's comment that he ate fried chicken livers with Willie Nelson. Which, God, I would love to do that.
Chicken livers.
Yeah, and then I'd probably be singing "I'll Never Smoke Weed with Willie Again" the next day, but that's okay.
That was a good concert.
I'm sorry?
We went and saw Willie with Allison Krauss in Union Station.
Mm.
And my dad came with us, which is really cool. This is just like about 4 years ago. He would have been about 84 then, I think.
Uh-huh.
But my dad, okay? So anyway, my dad had a CD, so I went up and I got Willie to autograph it. I'm going, "We love you, Willie." And he winks at me and hands it back to me signed. It was a really cool moment anyway.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
The Southern hospitality is so amazing down there. The next morning, they took us down to this restaurant on Beale Street. They closed it down just for our group to come in and have lunch, and they gave us hush puppies and fried catfish and all the great Southern foods.
Mm.
We had grits. We had little mini corn on the cobs, everything. And they had these 2 dudes on stage.
Wait. You had grits. How did you have your grits? Sweet or savory?
I like my grits with a pat of butter and salt and pepper. That's how I like mine.
Yep.
Okay, you're good.
And crispy bacon crumbled in them if there's some available, but that's not necessary.
Yeah, they've got to be real.
So they had these 2 dudes. One guy was from American Idol, and the other guy was a lead singer of, I don't know, like Nickelback or something. These were like 2 famous musicians up on stage with acoustic guitars playing for us.
Famous musicians.
And at the end of I can't remember the guys. Oh, Daughtry was the guy. This guy Daughtry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Daughtry.
Yeah, Chris Daughtry.
Yep.
And then the other guy, I think, was the guy from Nickelback. And they played for us the whole time during lunch. Everybody was hungover. I swear, hand to God, and I'm a God-fearing person. I think I've had like 2 hangovers my whole life. I can drink till 4 in the morning, get up at 7, and I feel great. I actually have energy, and it's really weird. But so I'm the only guy in the room. I'm like buzzing. I'm like, let's go, let's get drinking, let's go, you know. And I'm on like 3 hours sleep. You know, I'm ready to rock and roll. And but one of the coolest things in the world, we're sitting there, and literally like the chairs to our table are at the. It's like they have these big doors that open up, and Beale Street's right there. So all these people walking by, and they have a chain across with security guards, but we're literally like right there. And they end with Walking in Memphis. So it was just such a surreal moment to listen to that song, you know, sit with my feet 10 feet off of Beale, and I literally was 10 feet away from Beale Street, and it was like, wow, that's so cool, you know? And then that night for dinner, I'm sorry I'm taking up all this time. I got to tell you, this is a really cool story. That night at dinner, we met Paula and Rayford. So they took us out to this nice restaurant, and they had reserved the porch for us, and we were outside on the porch, and Paula and Rayford show up, and they wanted to introduce us to our host for the evening. So Paula and Rayford are... they've been living in Memphis forever, and they opened up a disco in the 60s. And in Memphis in the 60s, if you were a white person and you owned a business, you had to put a little white square above the door of your business. And if you were African American, you had to put a black square, because people had to know if it was white owned or black owned. So Paula and Rayford are an African American couple, and they refused to put up a square. And so they had this big town meeting, and Paula and Rayford went down there, and Paula went in, and she told us this story. It was so amazing. She told the mayors of the city. She said, listen, my discotheque, my club it's about love, and it's about people loving people. We don't care what color anybody is. And I refuse to put a square up above my door, because everyone's welcome to my club. You kiss my ass. And they told her they were going to fine her like $25 a day or something. And she was like, find me all you want, I'll pay it, because I'm never going to put it up there. And all these other people all of a sudden rose up, and they're like, we're taking ours down. And the whole town got up and walked out of the meeting, and all these business owners went and pulled all these, and that's what ended that policy in that city, was Paula making this big speech, and everybody tore them down. So she was, back then, she was a beer and wine disco. They wouldn't give her a full liquor license. So years later now, she has a full liquor license, right? She has a full liquor license now. And she, her husband, Rayford, just to give you guys an idea, he looks like Rick James. Looks just like him. It's amazing. He's so awesome. He actually passed away. He had a bad heart attack a year and a half ago, I think. So, but Paula's still going, from what I understand. But as an homage to the olden days, when you go in there, you can get full liquor, and you can get a glass of wine, but the beer still only comes the way they've ever served it, in 40s. So when we went in there, they had us set up in the VIP section with coolers of 40s, which was so awesome. Oh my God. And Paula came up, and she hung out with us all night, and Rayford is the DJ. He's spinning the hits all night. And Paula brought us all down the dance floor and danced. It was such a beautiful, awesome club. It was one of the best experiences of my life. I know, so many great people, and the locals all come out, and when they come out, they wear bell bottoms. They dress like they're in the 60s and 70s. All the locals. She's like, Tony, it's like this every night. Sweet. You know, what a sweet. If you ever go to Memphis, go to Paula and Rayford's disco. Give that woman some love. She's such a great person. She did such a great thing for that city. So
make sure you pick up your disco clothes before you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll never feel so welcomed anywhere in your life.
Stock up on your polyester.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What is that?
What are you doing?
Oh, he's crushing a water bottle.
Water bottle. We're drinking.
Oh yeah, I was wondering, like, what was that?
What the world was? No grits for me from Ohio, Jesse.
No grits for me.
Oh man,
I'm from Ohio. I don't do grits.
What do you guys think of strawberry jam in your grits?
Don't do grits.
What?
Nope, already answered that in the chat.
Oh, you
I
did?
said if you want sweet grits, you cream of wheat. No sweet grits.
Yeah, that gives him the chits though.
So
I grew up with beans, rice, and tortillas.
Beans, rice, and tortillas for breakfast?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Oh yeah.
There was always beans, rice, and tortillas. Well, I met my wife.
Oh yeah.
I met my wife, and the first time she made breakfast for me, she made eggs, sausage, biscuits, and gravy.
Oh yes.
I'm going, what is
wow.
What is
straight
this?
Southern breakfast?
Oh man, it's not unique to the South either. The sausage gravy is huge up here, huge. Yeah. And I make a killer sausage gravy.
I never thought about gravy for breakfast. You know, that doesn't even bring it. My hot sauce maybe, but
We had gravy for breakfast the other
But
day.
she made that for me, dude, and I to this day love her biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you want a good hot breakfast? Try some Cholula in your eggs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
do.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Cholula's my favorite hot sauce. It's the only hot sauce I have.
I love
Oh,
Cholula. The reason I love Cholula is
I
because it
prefer
doesn't add any extra flavor. I love that. I just want the heat and to enjoy the food the way it was meant to be.
Bob Dip says I'm jonesing for some mud bugs
yeah.
right now. Let me tell you, mud bugs are great too. I love those.
I like Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I
What
eat
are
that
mud bugs?
on everything.
Put that
crawfish.
shit on everything.
Okay. I knew that as soon as I said that, I knew what that was.
Tim Yance, that's the reason we're all not vegetarians, all right?
Because of bacon?
Bacon.
I know.
Steak too. I could never get.
I'm a pescatarian.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
A pescatarian is a vegetarian that eats fish.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
all right.
Okay.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
No bacon, huh?
Well,
God
we had
bless you,
fish
Chris.
tonight.
No, I
Oh.
haven't had red meat or pork in 24 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. How do you avoid bacon?
I was never a big bacon eater anyway, so I don't miss it. The
Oh.
one thing I do miss is my mom's pork chops. She made really good pork chops. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh, pork
Yeah.
chops.
But Crystal, the steak.
I never liked steak. Never liked steak.
Really? Oh.
Nope.
What's
So
your
do you
favorite
drink-
fish?
I love fish. Love fish.
What's your favorite fish?
Tonight.
Oh, my favorite is catfish.
No.
Crystal, do you eat eggs or chicken?
I occasionally eat eggs, and I don't eat a whole lot of dairy. But cheese is hard for me to get rid of. Oh my gosh, I love cheese so
Well,
much.
that's good because if you drink wine and you're not drinking vegan wine, then you're getting
No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
not a vegan. Oh no, I'm not a vegan.
Well, no, but I'm saying
because I
if
eat
you-
seafood.
But if you didn't eat chicken,
Mm.
then you'd still because they put raw egg in wine. They put egg whites in them, and it helps to it collects up the congeners out of the wine, and it helps to make it
Gotcha.
and then they separate it out. It's part of the process. So when you see vegan wines, that's what they don't do. They make it because when I first started vegan wines, I'm like, aren't all wines vegan? It's grapes, you know. I've been
Yeah.
selling this shit for years. I
Right.
thought it was all vegan. I didn't know. I just found this out
Oh,
recently.
okay.
And then also
Oh, interesting.
for people that are vegan, and this part didn't make a difference for you, but they use a fish fat on the seal of the bottle, and it helps keep the metal seal against the bottle. It's a fish fat. So in vegan wines, that metal thing spins really easy because they won't use it. So we sell vegan friendly wines, and there's no eggs, there's no fish fat, there's nothing. But yeah, I didn't know they use fish fat and egg whites when they make wine. I had no idea.
Wow. That is interesting.
I had no idea either.
This is a very educational program.
Isn't it?
Exactly.
We're
we
learning so much.
We learn a lot here.
Fish for breakfast is good.
I'm still gonna pick up that porterhouse
Bacon, eggs,
Chardonnay.
bacon wrapped bacon.
But you know what? Are you guys familiar with Carl's Jr., the restaurant Carl's Jr.?
Oh
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Hardee's
yeah.
down here.
They have that Beyond Meat burger, which is a plant-based burger.
Mm.
Oh
That
yes.
thing is so freaking good. Oh
Is it?
my gosh.
A&W.
Yes, like I had a friend. I had a friend who eat one, and she was like, "No, I think they gave me the beef patty." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not a beef patty." She's like, "This is meat." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not meat." It's so good. It's so
Do you
good.
have A&W there? Do you have a restaurant called A&W?
Oh yeah, well they're few and far between now.
We used
Oh,
to
I don't know. I don't think I've seen those.
Yeah.
They used to be around. A&W.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same
It's
thing.
Beyond Beef. Something.
Beyond Beef.
Yeah,
Beyond Beef.
Beyond Beef.
Burger.
Beyond Meat. Something like that.
Beyond Meat, yeah. They have well, Hardee's on the East Coast is the same thing as Carl's Jr.
Yes.
Hardee's is.
Right.
Yes.
Bob Dip, are you allergic to eggs?
But I don't know if the Hardee's has the Beyond Burger. I haven't gotten back. I only found out about it while I was here, so when I go back east, I'll have to look at Hardee's and see if they have it.
Yeah, I haven't looked. Of course, I wouldn't look for it.
A&W.
I gotta have my
does.
beef. They say I go by the
Oh,
four
so
food
A&W
groups.
has it. Okay.
Yeah, and the A&Ws now are kind of novelties. They're kind of like the Sonics, where most of the A&Ws in
okay.
Indiana are the old drive-in styles.
Oh, yeah.
But there's only 2 or 3 of them in the state, I believe.
Oh, we got 3 in town.
Oh, do you really? Wow.
Dude,
2 now.
Oh wow.
They still have car service.
So fair. You guys get all the good stuff in Canada.
Yeah.
We got Arby's too, eh?
They still have curb service?
Pardon?
Do they still have curb service?
Curb service. Well, yeah.
Where you just sit in your car and they come out to your car and
Hang a tray off your window? No?
The roller skate.
then it ain't a real A&W.
So I tried Sonic.
Sounds like they reinvented themselves.
I
What-
tried
what's that,
Sonic in
Chrissy?
Florida, and they do that. Sorry, Chrissy, go ahead.
Well, that's okay. I remember those days. We had them the same thing as what
Up until the
Jesse's
70s.
talking about up until like the late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
At the Sonics in Florida, where I live, they still do the thing. They hang the tray on the window, just like that.
They do that here too.
They do that here in Indiana too.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic's cool.
Do
but
they
I can't-
roller skate?
Yes,
Yes.
they do.
Ours don't.
Oh, in Florida they do. They roller
Yeah.
skate out to the car.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so cool.
It's pretty tough to roller skate in snow.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go get some French fries just for that, just to see
You
that.
know-
I need to go get fries or something just to see that.
You know what turns me off about Sonic is those two douchebags in the commercial. Though. Can't stand those.
Yeah, I
Well, you
know.
know what turns me off about Sonics?
What?
Their food.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not good. The food's not good.
Oh, they
I
got some
don't
good
like
stuff.
it.
Oh
I
no,
don't
the
like
food's
it.
not good.
But that's
So what's
just me.
what's your
Oh.
favorite restaurant? You know, that sort of takeout restaurant. What's your favorite?
Me?
Anybody?
All of us.
Everybody?
Bell.
Like fast food?
Taco Bell?
Taco Bell, yes.
Love Taco Bell.
Five Guys.
Five Guys.
I ate so much Taco Bell when I was pregnant. The whole 9 months I was pregnant, that's all I ate was Taco Bell.
You a boy or a
Like
girl?
my first husband had to come. He had to come home with Taco Bell because if he didn't, I would send him out at 1 a.m. to go get Taco Bell. So he came home. He got to the point where he was bringing it home from work. Just bags of it. Here, I got you this, I got you this, I got you this and this.
Oh man.
So yeah, I for the whole 9 months, the
right.
whole 9 months I was pregnant. Yes.
Hey, Jim.
Yes.
Yeah. So I got this. It's a local beer. Yeah. It's a seltzer from Polar.
Polar. Mhm.
Yeah. I'm trying to do my Wisco plug here. And
Don't make me bring out the Chiron.
All right. If you're gonna do a plug like that, I'm doing one too.
Okay, I got to do it. Go ahead.
Oh wait! We're putting out adult beverages. Hold on. Let me get my adult beverage.
My nice cloud. This is Mad Cow vape juice.
dude, the
Mad
best
Cow
one,
what?
49.
Oh, babe juice.
the best one I found so far is this guy here. This is it's vanilla
Shameless plugs.
vanilla bourbon custard. I've switched to so many, and I found this vanilla bourbon
Oh.
custard. Oh, it's so good.
Oh man, Tony,
Where's
put
Oh, what's that?
that in a box, Tony. Put that in a box.
Is that a brown liquor? That a brown liquor? That looks like brown liquor.
It
What
did.
is that?
Scotch whiskey.
Oh,
What
Really
is
good
that?
Scotch whiskey. Really good.
Abador?
That- What is that?
It's Abalor Abuda.
Abador, Abada.
Cast strength 60.
Jesse has something now.
Everybody's
Oh.
showing off their booze,
All right, hold on.
Uh-oh,
All right,
Jesse's
hold
got some-
on.
Oh, geez.
eh? Okay.
Excuse me, right back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What
Okay.
do you got,
I'm
Crystal?
sharing mine. These are special capsules that a friend of mine makes with some wacky tobacco and other ingredients.
Oh, wow. So what do they call those?
Yep.
Ingestibles?
That's the clear stuff.
Because you've got
Right on.
edibles, you've got smokes,
Edibles?
and then is
It's
that
not an edible. It's a pill.
Yeah,
it's
it'd
an
be
actual pill.
it'd
So
be
it's a vegan capsule, and it's got some wacky tobacco and some other natural things in it. But it's a 6-hour nice little ride for you for 6
oh, man.
hours.
Well, then I think I just coined a term then. Ingestibles.
I like that.
Ingestibles. There
Yep.
you go.
So I collect brown
It's
spirits.
trademarked, by the way. No, I'm kidding.
Crystal Head vodka.
Yeah.
I have a.
Seen me use that?
Ooh,
I
What's
have.
that?
vodka.
Oh yeah,
I have-
Crystal Head.
I have the 1.75
Oh, it's a skull.
autographed by Dan Aykroyd.
What is autographed by Dan Aykroyd?
I have the a 1.75, which is about the size of my huge head. They're huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I met Dan Aykroyd, and he autographed it. He owns that company. That's his.
cool.
That's
Oh,
his
yeah.
company.
Cool.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I kind of I'm in the business, so I collect bourbons and whiskeys and stuff,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I got a lot of
Nice.
I got a lot of 18, 20-year-old scotches, things like that. And when my friends go, we break them out. I love bourbons, but my favorite thing I have, since you were showing off the whiskey,
Yeah.
is this guy. So this is the Jack Daniel's Frank Sinatra, but I'll tell you why it's my favorite. I don't think they produce it anymore. It used to be about $120 a bottle when it came out. Now when you find them, they're 160, 180, $200. The reason why it's my favorite is this. So when I was working, like heaven. When I was, it's delicious. It's really good. When I worked in Florida, I had the privilege of meeting and hanging out with the master distiller from Jack Daniel's.
There it is.
So I met Jeff Arnett, and he is the master distiller. Yeah, there you go. That's the one. Yeah, that's huge. Those make really good beta fish tanks, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So Jeff Arnett came down to Sarasota, and we did a whiskey dinner with him. We did it with the Jack, with Gentleman Jack single barrel, the Old Forester Prohibition, which is getting ready to launch. We did that. We finished with some of this for the crowd. We did it at the Sarasota Yacht Club. So afterwards, I took him out, and we had this big event planned at one of my accounts, and he was there all night long, meeting and greeting people and stuff. It was pretty amazing. At the end of the night, he was, when I brought him back to drop off at his hotel, he was like, "Hey, I got something for you," and he gave me this bottle. And when I opened it up, you look, I don't know if you can see it or not, but he's autographed the bottle.
Oh yeah.
So it says,
Nice.
it says to Tony, thanks for everything. Jeff Arnett, Master Distiller, number 7, 2015. He's actually there's only been 7 Master Distillers there. He's still Master Distiller. On the other side of the bottle, he wrote Tony Bag of Donuts on the other side of the bottle. So then he gave it to me, and he said, "Now, I'm not stupid. You'll probably never open that bottle." And I said, "You're absolutely right. I never will." So then he gave me another bottle and said, "Here, you can drink this one." So he gave me 2 bottles of this, and I've since drank the other one. But yeah, so I love this. It's awesome. It's beautiful.
That's cool.
I had to show it off.
What in the hell is that, Chrissy?
It's a vodka, but it's alien.
I sell that.
Wow.
I sell that. That's outer space vodka.
Not saying it's aliens.
You're right.
I sell that vodka. It comes in 750s and nips. It's the only crowdsourced alcohol in the market so far. They crowdsourced the packaging, the advertising, everything. It was all done through crowdsourcing.
As long as it doesn't come with an anal probe.
It's made in it's made in Indiana, I think, right? Is that right, Chrissy? Is it Indiana it's made in, I think?
Oh God.
It's a corn vodka. I think it's made in Indiana.
Mm.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, I just thought the bottle looked cool.
Cheers.
It's awesome, right? Yeah.
Clink.
Clean.
Ooh, it's great.
Oh, is that a cooler?
This one. Just a minute. Coming.
Yeah, Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Wisco.
I'm a lightweight.
What about that one that's all mother of pearl like?
Oh
Yep,
yeah, the iridescent.
That's the
Oh,
chroma.
that's cool.
Yeah.
The chroma.
That's cool.
You guys collect decanters?
Well, Johnny.
Yeah, you collecting them?
Yeah, I collect stuff. I'm a collector.
Yeah.
We used to sell Tommy Gun vodka, and it came in a Tommy Gun shaped bottle. We sold AKTs. They're about 3 feet tall. It's thick glass, but it's only 1 liter of liquid in it. But they're Reposado tequila. They make red ones and blue ones. I sold a sword, a machete. I've sold all different kinds of shit like that. A revolver, all these different bottles that were shaped.
Wow.
Yeah.
I still have a 72 Johnny Lightning decanter.
Johnny Lightning.
Johnny Lightning,
Wow.
the car, the Indy race car.
It's got a
awesome.
crown on it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's from Crown Royal, but I stuck it on there.
All right.
Oh man, vodka bling.
Okay. So
Decanter porn.
Chrissy.
That's cool.
All right, listen, I want you and John to do me a favor, all right?
Yeah.
I want you guys to send me an email and email me your address. I have something for you guys.
Really?
Yes, I have.
Ooh.
They're plastic, but I have a ton of Crystal Head shot glasses. They're
Really?
They're little plastic glasses that look just like the bottle, but the
Sweet.
top is open. I've got a bunch of them still from when I used to sell the brand, and I'll send you guys like a dozen of them or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can
Oh, thank you.
yeah, send me your address. I'll send you
Sweet.
some. Anybody who wants them, just send me your address and I'll ship you out. I don't have. I might have like 30 or 40 of them maybe. So I give 12 to some person, 6 or whatever. But I'll give you guys also if you want some.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Just saying,
I'm in a tight space. I can't have
I
anything.
know. You don't like to. Yeah. I know if I give them you gotta throw something out to bring it in. I know.
Yes, for everything that comes in, something must go out.
I heard you say that the other night on your stream.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking if you had something. You're like,
Yes.
I can't have that because if I bring it in, I got to throw something out.
I gotta throw something out. There's no room. There's no room.
I just sent a connect email to both Tony and Chrissy.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
So you guys are already
Sweet.
hooked up.
Crystal, there was a website you mentioned on your stream the other night, and I didn't get to write it down. I have a pen and paper here. It was the person that you go to. It's like you said he's the guy for everything van living, and you said he has a YouTube channel.
Oh, Bob Wells, and I'm gonna type it in the chat. It's cheaprvliving.com,
Thank you.
and he also has a YouTube channel, Bob Wells.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to check him out. Check out his website. I just interested. I mean, obviously, I don't.
Oh, it's great.
I got 5 kids. I can't go.
I mean, he's yeah, get a schoolie. There are people out here. I've met a family with 6 kids in a schoolie.
Wow.
They raised the roof of the schoolie up by 2.5 feet to make it taller, and they put 3 bunk beds on one side and 3 bunk beds on the other side, and then their bed is in the very back.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
All right. Well, first of all,
yeah,
I
it
have
was
to have
really
space.
freaking cool.
I have to have space for my kids to get away from each other. And secondly,
They have all of outdoors to be away from each other.
well, yeah. and then and there's no way. There's no
We could do that.
way.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
when
never
you.
talk my wife into that.
That's when you pull a trailer.
Yeah. I'd have to pull a trailer just for.
You're not going to get away with a short bus, and you're going to have to pull a trailer, Tony.
No, you're gonna need you need the 45-foot schoolie. You need the big schoolie.
Yep,
You're
yep.
gonna have to have the big schoolie.
And partitions.
The amount of laundry we do.
But yeah, I mean,
on a
it's
daily basis. I couldn't even imagine trying to live
Oh man.
with just the amount of laundry we produce. We do 3 to 4 loads of laundry a day.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's a
there are schoolies with washers in them, the washer dryer combo.
all the stack up.
Oh yeah, you can make it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
However you want. Have
Have
some-
to-
Hey, there's
Just have
Ed.
to hook up to a water
That's still
source.
beautiful laundry, or loads a day.
Ed keeps back.
Ed, did we wake you up?
No, no.
I'm sorry. I got this bad habit of not shutting my mouth.
No, you have good stories. I was thinking, you said you were only 45 years old or something?
Boy, I just turned
How old?
44.
I'm like, you've lived a life, man. Oh my gosh, you have so many good stories.
So I have this one story that I tell at every party I go to. All right, it's my story. Like I go to parties, my
Oh
friends.
shit,
like,
what did I do?
my friends are like, you got to tell this. You got to tell the story. So I actually debated
It
making
has
a
a name.
video and telling the story. But the guy that the story is about is a dear friend of mine, and he watches my channel, so I couldn't do that to him. But he's not watching this live stream. You guys are in the mood for a story from Tony. I will tell you another story. It's up to you, Jen. What's your story?
Oh
Story
well,
time with
by all
Tony.
means, man.
That's the green light. Okay. So when I,
Story time with Tony.
so if
Wait. Let me lay down in my bed first. I need a
Right.
bedtime story.
Oh,
Get
there
down
you
in the
go.
bed.
There you go.
so
I think it wouldn't matter whether we said we didn't want to hear it or not. He'd be telling.
if you this is true, Jesse. So it's kind of gross, but you'll enjoy it, I promise.
Oh,
so
perfect for bedtime.
When I lived in Florida and I worked at this bar down there, the XFL was its first incarnation had come out, and they had a team in Orlando, which is only 2 hours from us. So we decided to buy season tickets to the Orlando Rage. So it was me and my roommate, who we'll call
George.
George.
Thank you,
My roommate,
Jesse.
George and I, and then my the guy who owned the bar that I worked at, and then we had 4 people initially. One person dropped out, so we had like a floating ticket. And so each week somebody different game. So this particular game, it was the last game of the season. They had already locked the playoffs. We used to go up there. We'd get there early in the morning. We brought this big van up. We'd pull out a grill. We barbecued and we tailgated and had a good time. So since they were already in, and we were like, it's an early game. We don't want to get up that early because we closed the bar the night before. And we kept passing this place in Orlando called Boston Lobster Feast, and they had this sign out front. It was $34.95 a person, and it was all you can eat lobster, steamers, shrimp, prime rib, steak, right?
Wow.
Yeah, $35.
Nice. Yeah, that's my kind of place.
My kind
So
of place too.
So we decided we were going to go to Boston Lobster Feast that day. So we go out, and the fourth rotating ticket went to my boss's buddy Vinny. So this guy Vinny was with us. He had this long hair and like a black leather jacket on. He was like a heavy metal rock guy. I don't know, but it's the middle of summer and it's 90 degrees out. But anyway, so he came with us. We go to Boston Lobster Feast and we gorge. We eat like it was like we were eating just to eat. You know what I mean? At that point, and so we leave the restaurant. And George says, and we drove down in two separate cars. We didn't bring the van or anything. So my boss went down in his car with Vinny, and me and George took George's 35th anniversary convertible racing stripe Camaro down to Orlando. So I'm out waiting by the Camaro.
Heat score.
And he says before we go outside, he goes, "Hey, I got to take a leak. I'll be right out." I was like, "Okay." So it's getting close to game time. We took way too much time eating. So we're waiting. And my boss is like, "Where the hell is he?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, take a leak, you know." So he comes out. He's like, "Sorry about that, guys. It ended up being a sit-down project. I apologize." I'm like, whatever. so we get in the car and we drive down to the stadium. Well, we're so late. We're like 4 football fields away, parked in this parking lot, and we gotta hike all the way up to the stadium. Surprisingly enough, true story, Crystal, we had Mike's Hard Lemonades, and we had just picked them up at the bar. They had just become available in Florida, and so we had a cooler of those. We figured, that'd be good and refreshing on the way into the game. We'll drink them, you know. But we didn't get to the field in time, so instead we stuck them all in our pockets and we were chugging them all around through the field, chugging Mike's Hard Lemonades and throwing them in the barrels.
Oh man!
You know.
Oh God, no!
Asking for trouble.
So we get through 2. We're still about 2 football fields away, and we know the game's getting ready to start. We're trying to get in there for kickoff, and all of a sudden George bends over, he doubles over in pain. He just stops. He's like, "Oh!" And he just stops. And I'll turn around. I'm like, "Hey, bro, you all right?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll be all right, man. My stomach." He's like, "Just go ahead, man. Just go in. I'll be in a minute." You know, I'm like, "All right, man." So we start taking off toward the stadium, and I stop, and I'm like, "Hey, you guys go ahead, man. And I'm not gonna, leave a wounded soldier on the field. I'll hang with him. It's no big deal. You know, we're already in the playoffs. I'm not worried about it." So I go walking back over to him, and the other 2 guys like, "No, we came here together. We all go in together. No big deal. Let's go." So we all go back. I'm like, "Come on, dude, let's go. You know, take your time. We'll go with you." He's like, "Just go, just go." And he's like screaming at me. I'm like, "Chill out, bro. We're not gonna leave you behind." He's like, "It's too late, man." I was like, "What do you mean it's too late?" He's like, "It's too late." And he's just like standing there in the field, bent over. And I walked behind him, and he had like a pair of sweat shorts on, and they're just sagging down in the middle.
Oh no!
So dude shit his pants at full speed run on the way to the stadium, and he's stuck in the middle of the field. Right? So he lifts up his leg and like shakes it, and this big, but it was solid, which is crazy, right? So it wasn't like diarrhea; it was like a solid turd. So it comes running down his leg, and now he's got a shit streak down his left leg, and we start. So he's like hobbling. He's hobbling toward the stadium, and we're with him. We're like 10 feet on each side of him, though, because he stinks, right? And we're heading to the stadium, and all of a sudden he stops and he goes, "Oh, not again!" Oh. And I'm like, "Oh, how do you not control this dude? What are you doing, right?" Dude shits his pants again, right? So now he shakes it, and it falls out the other leg. Now he's got a shit streak on the right leg and on the left leg, right? So now he's walking like he's got leg braces on. Like his legs are all spread apart. He's heading to the stadium, you know. And so we get up to the stadium, and they got porta potties outside. That one field had porta potties up near the stadium. So I was like, "Dude, get in the porta potty, get your ass cleaned up." And Rob was like, my boss. He's like, "I'll run across the street," because they had like a merch booth set up outside the stadium. He's like, "I'll go buy you some shorts. You know, let's get you cleaned up. Let's get in the game, you know." So Rob goes over. Now, Paul's a big guy at the time. He's about 260 pounds. He's wearing 3X shorts, you know. And so Rob goes running over, and Paul's oh, shit, said his name. George is trying to clean up. So George is trying to clean up. And he's like, "Damn it." Now he's already taken his pants off, and now he's like holding these crappy shorts in front of himself to block himself, and he's covered in poop, and he has to run from one porta potty to another porta potty because they have the toilet paper locked into the walls, and the one that he went into had no toilet paper.
Of course.
Now he's running naked to another porta potty. He goes inside, right? And I was like, "Here comes Rob, man. He's got something." So Rob's got, I got something. He comes running across the field. He comes running over, and he's like, knocks on the door and pulls up to the door. He's like, "Yeah, man, I got these for you." He's like, "Sorry, man, I got bad news though." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Well, first of all, you owe me $28 for the shorts." He's like, "Whatever, man, I don't care. I'll pay you for the shorts." He's like, and the other thing is they only had size medium.
Oh.
So he gives them to him, right? And he's in there and he's like, I can't get clean. Like, I'm trying to clean up, but I just can't. He's like, there's no water in here or nothing. So now we're handing him Mike's Hard Lemonades into this thing, and he's dumping them on his legs, and he's washing up. He's washing up with Mike's Hard Lemonade, right? And then all of a sudden he's in this porta potty, and we're dying. I mean, like, and he's like, "Okay, you guys laughing? Okay." I'm like, "Just shut up and get dressed." You know? So, and then all of a sudden he screeches and screams like a 6-year-old child who saw a rat run across the room. Just this loud, "Ah!" And I'm like, "Dude, you did not just shed the new shorts. Tell me you did not." And he's like, "Nope. I dropped my fucking wallet in the shitter."
Oh, man.
Public porta potty. Wallet goes in.
Oh, no.
So now he comes out and he's holding it by the corner. And he drops it on the ground. And he's just looking at me, shaking his head. And I was like, "Well, you got to go in the game now, man. You got a beautiful Camaro. You can't go in this state, go sit in that Camaro."
Right.
So he's like, "I'm going to the game anyway. I don't care." So then we're like walking, and he's pulling his shirt down, like walking really funny. And I'm like, "What is wrong?" And he's like, "These shorts are so tight." But when shorts, when they get small, they don't just come in this way. They also come in this way. So he pulled them up as high as he could, but the waistband came down, and he had like a row of pubic hair hanging out the top. So he's walking around the stadium like this, holding his shirt down, right? So and we had been to the stadium before. It's a Citrus Bowl in Orlando. It's a beautiful stadium. They have great bathrooms with hot running water, and the bathrooms are gorgeous in there. We used to always comment on, like, "Wow, this is the best bathrooms in any stadium we've been in." So I was like, "Well, you should know, like, a hot running water. You can go in, you get cleaned up, great, you know." So we get inside, and he's like, "Well, like, just go." And he's like, "Just go in the stadium. I'll meet you guys." Like, "No, we've been with you this far. Go clean your wallet up. Go clean you up. We'll wait here for you, you know." So he goes to walk away, and he stops, and he turns around, and he's like, "If any of you guys ever tell anybody about this, I'll never talk to you again." Hi, George.
Don't worry about it, George.
Yeah. So
Hey, George.
he walks off, and he goes into the bathroom. And we turn around, and they got this merch stand now. We're inside the stadium, and Rob goes, "Hey, let's go see if they got any bigger shorts here." Yeah. And he said, "Maybe we can surprise them, run them in a pair of bigger shorts, you know." So we go over to the stand. There's this big old, huge, like 500-pound dude working at the stand. He goes over, he's like, "What are you guys doing out here?" He's like, "Kickoffs, like right now." "Hey, he's standing here in the hall for." Rob looks at him. He's like, "Oh, buddy shit his pants in the parking lot. He's in the bathroom." So the guy's like, "What?" He's like, "Who the hell shits their pants at a football game?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. This guy, you know." So we're like, "Dude, you got any shorts?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got shorts." We're like, "Oh, good, man. We need a pair of shorts." Like, "Oh, I got some mediums." I'm like, "Forget it." So he comes out of the bathroom, and like 10 minutes later, we're sitting there. We've gone through, and my buddy Rob is buying himself a he hate me shirt. There was a guy, they let you put anything you want on the back of your jersey in the XFL, and there was a guy, and his name was He Hate Me. And when they interviewed him one day, they said, why do you call yourself He Hate Me?" And he's like, "When you across the field the other team, he hate me, he hate me, he hate me, he hate me." Pretty funny. But so he bought a He Hate Me shirt, and he just paying for it. We've been out there like 15 minutes, right? And here comes Paul walking out, and he's got his
George.
George, sorry, thank you. He's got his name is George Paul. So he's got his wallet all wrapped up in like a big bundle of paper towels, right? He's holding it, and he comes walking out. And he goes walking over, and the fucking guy working the booth turns right around, and he's like, "You the boy done shit his pants?" He's like, "Thanks a lot, guys." So we're like, all right, let's just go, man. So we get inside the stadium, and it was like all the same season ticket holders that sat around us all the time. So we get in there, and they're like, "Oh, hey, they're finally here. We're wondering, you guys missed kickoff." We're like, "Oh," they're like, "What happened?" We're like, "Traffic. We had to park far away, whatever,." We sit down, and we ain't sitting 20 seconds, and the guy behind us like, I think one of you guys stepped in dog shit on the way in here. I smell shit. So I'm like, Paul, check his shoes. He's like, George, check his shoes.
George.
And he's like, shut up, man. Shut up, right? But he won't talk to us all the way to halftime. So at halftime, I'm like, come on, dude, let's go get a hot dog and a beer or something. It's an outdoor stadium.
You're gonna feed him?
While, you know?
What were you thinking?
I felt bad for the guy. He's like, I'm just gonna sit here. He's mad. I'm just sit right here. I'm like, all right, man. So we stand up, and just as we go to walk out the end of the aisle to head up the stairs to go get beers, you know how they always play the stadium music? The first song they play for stadium music, ooh, that smell. He looks over at us and he stands up. He's like, I'm going inside. He was so mad. Up the stairs he went, inside. So, yeah, it was pretty bad. He didn't talk to me he was so mad that we told that guy at the booth. He didn't really talk to us. He didn't talk to me the whole 2-hour ride back from Orlando.
Wow.
And finally, we get to our apartment. I lived with the guy. He was my roommate. We get to the apartment. I'm like, hey, man, I know you're mad, bro. But you know what? You chalk it up as the worst day ever. Just think about it. Like, you're probably never going to have a worse day than this in your life. You know what I mean? He did, but that's okay. But, I was like,
Poor George.
I was like, just chalk it up and be like, hey, man, it can't get any worse from here, you know? And he goes to get out of the car and he's like, what the hell? So he stunk in the stadium because when he washed up, he had a big swat of shit on the back of his calf that he didn't know was there. He drove 2 hours back from Orlando, and his leg was stuck to his white leather seat, and it was white leather and it had breathable holes in it. Oh man. He had to go get it professionally cleaned. It's horrible. So it cost me like $400. The worst day ever. Until 5 years later, but yeah. So that's my XFL story.
I'll tell you what, Tony. Usually when somebody has a really good story, I can come up with a better one.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Yeah.
and that, ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was story time with Tony.
There you go. That's awesome.
Oh man.
Guys, thank you. I hope you enjoyed.
We certainly did.
And George Paul, if you ever watch this, I don't know.
Oh yeah, George will enjoy that story. I don't know, Tony. That might be my next guest cut.
Oh yeah, just name it the story.
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Yeah. Story time with Tony.
Story time with Tony. I love it.
Story time with Tony. Yes. I vote yes.
All right, done deal.
Yeah, I
mean that tops any story I could even make up.
Yeah.
Exactly. I got nothing.
Nor do I.
And that's why that's become the story that I tell at every party I go to. People like, tell the story, dude. You got to tell the story. I'll gather people around. It's a little more animated than I gave you guys because I'm standing there and I'm doing the faces and I'm making a movement,
doing the walk.
Yeah. Oh, I do it all. It's great. So
dropping the wallet.
The whole time. It was, and the other thing too is the whole time we sat in the stadium, he kept complaining. He's like, "Dude, I'm all sticky. I'm sticking everything." Because he washed up with Mike's hot dog.
Yeah.
When he ever came out of that, like it was like bowling pins. When he walked out of that porta potty and he was holding the wallet, the three of us all fell over and just hit the ground. We were dying. I mean, we couldn't help it. I felt bad for the guy, but seriously, who drops their wallet in the porta potty? There's like all this room. You could put it down. You don't put it next to the hole. Don't make any sense.
Oh, Bob Dill wants to know who laughed so hard they shit themselves tonight.
You wait, I'm gonna get off.
I'm good. I didn't. I'm good.
Oh, awesome.
You wait. When I get off here, I'm gonna tell my wife I just told that story, and she's gonna be like, "You didn't tell her."
You didn't tell George the story, did you?
George Paul.
Oh well, guys, let's end on that note, shall we? Nothing like some good shit to end a show on.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Oh, we're 2.5 hours in.
Shittiest story I've heard in a long time.
That story. Oh yeah, full of shit. Full of shit.
So glad I finally got to get that out on a live.
Quite a
That's
shitty
amazing.
story.
Oh, Ed's got one of the special vape pens. I see that. That's nice.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, gosh, thanks so much for being here. We didn't get to 100, but
Hey, Ed,
we'll make it.
Ed, are you going to show up tomorrow or what?
It was a good party, but we were drinking
Come
water.
on.
We got to get up early.
Probably.
Okay, cool.
Event,
Yeah.
right?
Next time I do one of these Fridays, I'll have some good stuff to drink. Hopefully
There
you
you
guys
go.
will too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bust
And
out
don't
some.
forget your props.
My props.
Yeah.
Our
Like
props.
t-shirts and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've got a merch store and no one's bought anything from it, including me. I don't even have a view this much.
I buy my own merch.
Yeah, I need
I
to.
buy my own merch.
I'm gonna buy my own merch, but I've actually had a
Because
couple sales.
I like to. Yeah, I like to wear the T-shirt in the videos, and then they say, "Where'd you get that T-shirt?" I'm like, "Oh, my Teespring store. There you go. Go get one."
That's how you do it.
I need to buy a mug to do that. Like when I do my After Dark series and I drink whiskey on, I can drink it out of the mug instead.
Yep.
For that reason. But I want to do it. I want to do a thing at the end of the year. I want to do. I'm thinking about doing a thing called the Viewies, where I have my subscribers vote for some of the best channels that they found through my channel, and I want to give out awards, and I'm going to send out View This mugs to all the people that win it. Yeah. So
That'd be cool.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
And
Viewies.
Tony,
That's cool.
yeah, if Tony, if you can send me your logo, I got something I could give you for that whiskey.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. My wife's in the biz, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll send you my logo.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Make sure it's high res.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
It's Vector, I think.
That reminds me, Jim, I need to talk to you about some cups maybe in the future.
Oh yeah, sure, Ed. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess somebody was bitching to him about he didn't get enough cups.
Oh, from yeah. Who was that?
I'd like to
I don't
thank. I'd like to thank Bob Dip, Atypical Hustlers.
Oh yeah.
Tim Yance. Tim, you're a trooper, man. Anybody who stayed, because there's there's 8 people in the chat, but there's 1, 2, 3. There's 6 of us. So
Yeah.
But thank you guys for putting up with us, and I'm sorry that we neglected the chat so much. We just kept talking, and I apologize, but I had such a great time with you guys. I really did. Crystal, thank you for coming. I'm glad you came on.
It was fun. It really was fun. Oh yeah.
I'm glad you guys
thanks.
had fun. I really am.
I didn't see the Nightbot show.
It's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden.
Yeah. At the end.
Fuck you,
Chrissy and
Nightbot.
John.
Go
The
away.
party.
Chrissy, John, Jess, Ed, and of course Jim. You know, thank you guys all so much. I had a blast, and I tell you,
I hope you all did. I know I did. And like I said, this is going to be a regular Friday thing. So, we're going to hit that 100 sometime.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So you got to do
absolutely.
me a favor next Friday when you do it.
Yeah.
You send everybody out the room number, but you send Wisco the wrong number. Just like frustrate him for like 15 minutes.
Oh man, you know I can't do that to my buddy Wisco. It's bad enough I get him on here with you and Brad and have him ganged up on.
When he asks for the room number, tell him it's 1-800-CHEESE.
Well, he'll be all over that.
So,
I tell you.
what's on your hat tonight?
Oh well, I was hoping for some good luck, so I've got my clover up there.
I can only see half of your
Oh,
face.
cool.
Oh, I don't know how to get it closer to you, but
Yeah, perfect.
Come on. I get a kick out of all those different patches you wear on your hat.
yeah. Well, like I said, it's become an obsession. I really have to stop. I got about 10 more on the way. I mean, seriously.
I know, man. So hot.
Did you see the patch thing that was in my video about the guy who down in Toronto has this store and he goes all over North America collecting patches for his store?
No, some of your images didn't show up. You're talking about you're not talking about your Facebook posts, were you? Your messages?
No, my one video that we were down at the Toronto Sportsman Show and the guy had the
Thanks, Tim.
patches. I thought of you, so I filmed it.
No, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen that, but I will. I will. Yeah, thanks a lot, Tim, and
Might like
JT. You're a little late, bud.
Since I'm in the liquor business, the only hat that I have that's a flex fit that I mentioned earlier, this is the one that I always wear, but it's Get Hot Habanero Tequila.
Ah,
God.
Half the stuff that I own is all liquor merch. It's ridiculous.
I'd love to try some of that. Yeah, Chrissy, I'll definitely watch that video because you know how that interests me.
I can send you a link on Facebook, I guess.
Okay. But know that most of those images you send, the messages, they disappeared.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not on Facebook a lot, so I didn't get to it until today. Yeah, and then they just weren't there. They were broken links or whatever.
Well, they're just in my photo albums on my page.
Oh, okay. Are we friends yet?
Well, not personally. I'm friends with Video Roadshow. I mean, Video
Roadshow. Well, I'll send you my personal one. We'll hook up that way, and I'll be able to look at your photo albums.
Where's that link at, Chrissy?
Oh, it's
Video Roadshow.
Yeah, Video Roadshow. I ain't traveling for this.
I gotta view this Facebook page right now. Let's go check it out.
So what had happened,
Cool.
Jesse?
Yeah,
Was,
go.
like,
Me without the shameless plug.
I absolutely hate Facebook. Oh my gosh, I hate Facebook. I can't wait to get rid of Facebook.
Yeah.
I used to be on Facebook, and I constantly open it during the day, see what everybody's doing. I don't go on Facebook at all anymore. I post things for this for my channel.
Promotional, sir. Yeah,
Right.
promotional purposes.
But
Yeah.
I've become a Twitter bitch.
Yeah, me too.
I like Instagram. And there's a new social media network out called Mighty Networks, where you can basically make your own network. So I have a Fanner Family Mighty Network. It's our own social media, so it's just us on it.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's called Mighty Networks.
Mighty Network, yeah, and you can have your own social. It's like your own Facebook, and you can send people the link to join it, and so it's almost like a Facebook group, but you don't get all those ads and whatnot. So, and they have different levels: the free version, and then there's paid. If you get enough people, there's paid where you can do classes or tutorials and charge for them and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's pretty
that
cool.
sounds cool.
For any of you guys that don't have Patreon, real fast, I set everything up for my page when I first started. I had no subscribers. I had Patreon. I had everything just so that it's ready. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Patreon's getting ready to raise their fees. So if you don't have a Patreon,
They are.
you have to like May 5th, and if you sign up before then, and like I have a Patreon. I'm the only member of the Patreon. I don't even. That's it. It's me.
I don't know what.
But when I start using it,
you're right.
Content and all that, if you sign up before May 5th, I think it is. You're set into the original fees. This is the first time they've ever raised them,
right?
And it's how much they take from you for the service.
Yeah.
So, but you can do like exclusive content. You can make videos and put it on Patreon just for your Patreons. And
Yes, you can.
People can donate to you on Patreon, or they can sign up for it. Like you can set levels, and $2 a month, $5 a month. They pay every month for that exclusive content.
And,
it's cool.
And if you're upset about what Patreon has done to a lot of creators, then Subscribestar is a viable option.
What have they done to creators? I haven't heard.
Oh, really?
Oh man, yeah. Patreon has literally used content from off-channel videos against certain creators, and then completely wiped out their Patreon accounts.
Subscribestar, I wrote that down.
Yeah, just at a whim.
What?
No warning.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, it's kind of like what the content filtering that Twitter's been doing. Yeah, they're doing the same thing. I've got a Patreon account, but
I have my podcast associated with my Patreon because they have a link with Breaker Audio, and you can do your Breaker podcast and then have it a link to your Patreon, and you can decide what tiers have access to it. So that's how I do my podcast. So it's not free. So you have to be a patron to get it, and then you have to be a $3 or more patron a month to get it. So
nice, yeah, that's smart. I want to start doing things like that. Like
I do too.
I'm going to start doing some exclusive content. I got it once I get my stuff dialed in. I haven't put an episode out in 2 weeks, so I think I should get on that first.
I don't have time for that stuff, man. I just don't have time.
I hear you, Chrissy.
This is,
that has to be something that you're willing to put a lot of time and effort into.
Yeah, no.
But see, you guys have to realize this is my only source of income besides my other job. So it's kind of like I do put in that effort because I'm only 40, almost 48, so I can't retire yet. So it's like, okay, I got to hustle and have revenue streams coming from all over the place. So
100%, Chris. I agree 100%.
Yeah, when you're doing it full time, it makes it much easier. I mean, it's just a job. It's another job.
It'd be great to have
I
wouldn't
want to do that though, Jesse. Have like a monthly live stream just for our patrons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can do the same thing on Subscribe
The
Star.
only
Check
thing
out
the only
Subscribe
thing-
Star.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Patreon's live stream is you can use that app live stream, but you have to pay for that service. And if you use your YouTube, you have to give them the unlisted link. But that can be so, you know what I mean? Like if that gets shared somewhere, then everybody has the link for free. You know, it's
Right.
like I hate it. I wish Patreon had their own live streaming on Patreon. Like, can't you have your own live streaming? I'm hoping at some point they come up with that.
And
You
the
would think they
one
would.
you have to pay for, it's kind of steep.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know the
Yeah,
rate.
it's not cheap. You're right. It is not cheap.
Yeah. Well,
It's
the
not
rate
cheap.
increase is directly tied to that mass exodus that happened after they started filtering content.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Jim, what was the other one you said? What was that other one you said?
Subscribe Star.
I wrote that down.
They
Okay,
will.
I'm going to check into that one.
They will not. They promise not to filter content.
Subscribe Star.
Yep.
Okay.
You're really computer illiterate now.
Well, this isn't so much computer, Chrissy, as it is destinations, right, and services. So,
And time.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
visited them, yeah, you'd kind of pick it up really quick. It's not that hard, really. I mean, but it is, like you said, it takes a lot of time.
well,
Well,
this
yeah.
stuff's my second full-time job, Chrissy. So
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
you got to put in the time, you know.
yes, you do, yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Just editing videos. Holy lifting.
Yeah, I just sucked up like 5 hours worth of editing.
Mm,
I did the same
that
thing.
hurts.
Lost
That so
it all.
hurts.
That's what I've got to do. When we get off here, that's what I got to do. I got to spend the next 3 or 4 hours editing video. Yep.
Oh well, I better get everybody off here.
What's wrong with this panel crap my dad makes me watch?
Oh, hey.
Late
What?
that panel though.
Oh no.
I thought
You're
Adam
late
was
to the
coming
party.
on tonight.
I thought he would have
great.
too. Yeah, yeah.
You missed the story.
You did miss
Yeah,
the story, but you'll see it later.
You missed all the fun.
Yeah. Please watch the replay.
Yes.
Or-
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
But you have to watch all 2 hours and 40 minutes of the replay.
All of it.
Yeah, you do. All of it. All of it. Every last second. And all the ads.
Sorry, all the-
And all the ads, yeah.
Comment
Tweet it out.
All the ads. Do not skip. You don't get to skip the ads. You got to watch the whole thing through, even if it's a 20-minute ad.
You tell them.
We had a couple 20-minute ads tonight, I think.
I know. I had subscribers. I tell all my subscribers, when you see the notification for a new video from me, put that shit on mute and let it play the first time all the way through, and then you can watch it the second time and skip through it. Let all those ads play.
That's good. That is really good. Well, again, thanks everybody for coming on, man. I had a great time. I hope you did too.
Thank you for
Oh,
hosting.
yeah, Jim. Thank you.
Yeah, I did. It was very fun. Thank you
Awesome.
so much, Jim.
We will definitely make this a regular thing if you guys are okay with that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Had a blast.
Let's get more people
Crystal,
coming.
Yeah, we will. I'm sure we will.
Johnny and Chrissy.
Oh yeah, Patrick was actually in here later on.
Jess,
Yeah.
Patrick who?
Tell you my shit story.
Oh yeah, no. Save that for next time, John.
Well, I think everybody might have
Is
a
it a
shit
quick
story.
one?
No.
All right. Yeah, save it for next time.
No.
All right, guys.
Next week.
Next week, exactly. Or actually,
right,
you guys can come on
bye.
individually too. All right, we'll see you guys. You have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
All right,
Later,
bye-bye.
gang.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, I hope you guys had as much fun as I did tonight. Was that not fantastic? This is one of my longest shows ever. We're talking about 2 hours and 43 minutes, but it was fun. I can't wait to do more of these. Well, thanks to everybody that came on to the show tonight. I really appreciate it. Always good things to say. Great stories. A few shameless plugs. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And of course, thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys were great. And like Tony says, we apologize if we missed some of that, because you know how it is when you start getting involved in talking to face to face. That's why you guys need to come on the show, you see. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight, folks. It's late. I'm tired. I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Again, thanks so much for being here. I'll leave you with this. Make sure that you treat others the way you want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a better place. So long, and we will see you live